Excuse me, Sergeant.
Private Slater reporting to pick up a pass, Sarge.
Huh? Oh, yeah, Slater. Here you are.
Me too, Sergeant.
You, Pyle? You really think you deserve a pass after what happened out on the infiltration course this afternoon?
Sir?
The barbed wire, Pyle, the barbed wire. Them big wire fences with all the sharp little things? Or maybe you don't remember. I had to crawl 100 yards on my belly to turn you loose.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that. And that, and that, and that.
Please, Sergeant, you know how sorry I am. I didn't mean to get you hung up, too.
Here, take your pass, Pyle. The further away from here you are, the better I like it.
Yes, sir. And, Sergeant, all those things you said to me out there today about being an awful, terrible specimen of a soldier, I deserved it. I deserved every word of it.
Look, Pyle, beat it, will you, before I change my mind?
Yes, sir. I just didn't want you to think I didn't appreciate your criticism, because it's not every sergeant that pays that much attention to one man.
Pyle, if you're not out of here in exactly 1 second...
See there? That's just what I was talking about.
Out! 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 Out!
Well, so much for the tender farewells. Where are you off to, Gomer?
Oh, well, I just thought I'd go into town to investigate something, that's all.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Gosh, Duke, I really oughtn't to say right now.
Huh?
Well, but if it's any good, you'll be the first to know about it, and that's a promise.
Come on, Gomer. Now you got me curious. Give me a little hint.
No, Duke. It's just that I want to make sure about it first myself before I say anything.
You're certainly turning into a man of mystery.
Well, it's not that, Duke. It's just that there's a lot of difference between a rumor and a fact, and so far, all I know is just the rumor.
Well, at least we can take the bus into town together. Oh, Gomer, if it's the new coffee and cake out at the YWCA, you don't have to worry. I already know about that.
Oh, it's something different, Duke. Something entirely different. Ma'am.
Don't tell me you're ready for dessert.
Well, to tell you the truth, ma'am, I thought I'd have another order of the very same thing.
Another Welsh Rarebit?
Ma'am, you're looking at a Welsh Rarebit Fiend. I just can't help myself.
Is that so?
It's just awful, ain't it? I don't know when I've been so ashamed of myself. It's gluttony, just pure gluttony.
What?
For not being able to control my craving for Welsh Rarebit. I can eat it till the cows come home, if it's good, and yours is good just like I heard it was.
Well, thank you. My sister and I can always do with compliments like that.
I'll let you in on something else, too. Welsh Rarebit is my one vice in life, no matter how hard I try to stop myself.
Now, really, young man, I don't think that's such a terrible thing.
Oh, it is. It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
My goodness, you weren't joking when you said you was a Welsh Rarebit Fiend.
It's terrible, ain't it? Just terrible.
Oh, I don't know. You're a Marine. You're supposed to eat. Just as long as it doesn't affect you.
Affect me? How could it affect me?
You know, at night.
Ma'am?
They say that Welsh Rarebit gives you bad dreams.
Oh, that. I've heard about that. I suspect it's just a big fairy tale.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll never forget what happened one night to Mr. Jennings. He was my first husband. Poor man. Anyway, he ate Welsh Rarebit for dinner, just like you're doing. And you won't believe what happened.
What?
I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. There he was, painting the kitchen walls in his pajamas. 2 o'clock in the morning, and his eyes wide open.
You mean he was asleep?
Sound asleep. I had to shake the ladder to wake him up.
Really?
Yes, indeedy. I never did feed him Welsh Rarebit again. And you know what?
What?
He never did finish painting the kitchen.
What's that? I don't know. coming! I'm coming! I'm coming! Oh! Get that boy, I'll get him!
Pyle, what is this? Do you know what time it is?
Yes, I do. Sergeant, it's high time you and I set things straight about what happened out there on that infiltration course yesterday.
Huh?
Sergeant Carter, I just want you to know that I think the punishment you gave me was unfair. You had no right to talk to me the way you did, no right whatsoever.
Pyle!
I resented it, Sergeant. You talked to me like I was still wet behind the ears. Well, let me just tell you one thing. A man's got a right to make a mistake now and then. Any man.
Pyle!
I mean it, Sergeant. Don't try to make up with me now. You pushed me too far yesterday, and you know it.
If you
I
think
don't want to hear it, Sergeant. I've heard all I want to hear from you. You just remember one thing. I'm a human being with human feelings. You just remember that, Sergeant. Remember that. You got it?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I'll kill him. I'll shove a dishonorable discharge down his throat so fast.
Sarge, wait, listen.
What for? You heard him, did you?
I know, but did you see his face?
Yeah, and for the last time, too.
No, I meant he had a kind of a glazed look.
So what? He always has a glazed look. He was born with a glazed look. Come on. We're going to sell his hash right now.
Sarge, will you wait a minute? I'm telling you there was something funny about Pyle.
Not to me.
Sarge, will you listen? He was asleep, sound asleep.
Huh?
So help me, Sarge. He was either asleep or out of his mind.
I'll give you that one. That one I'll give you. He's out of his skull, all right.
Okay, go ahead. I'll bet he's back in his bunk right now.
See? How do you know he's not putting one over on us? Okay, Pyle, the joke's over. Okay, Pyle, enough is enough.
Oh, hi, Sergeant.
Yeah, Pyle, it's me in the flesh. It seems we have a little difference of opinion about my methods of running the platoon, don't it?
Huh?
It seems you don't like the way I handle things out on the infiltration course. It seems I'm picking on you too much.
Where in the world did you get an idea like that?
Pyle, just tell me one thing. What time did you hit the sack?
About 9:30, 9:35. I've been sleeping like a top ever since.
You didn't leave your bunk?
Well, no, Sergeant.
You mean you didn't leave your barracks? Is that what you're saying, Pyle?
No, Sergeant, I'm positive. Where would I go?
You been asleep? You really been asleep all this time?
Well, absolutely. Why? What's wrong?
Nothing. Forget it, Pyle. Go back to sleep. I don't get it.
You know what I think?
Huh?
I think we got a sleepwalker on our hands.
A sleepwalker?
Well, what else? Pyle storms in at 1 in the morning, tells you off, walks out again, and then we find him sound asleep like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. He really looked like he was asleep, all right.
Right. Case of somnambulism, if ever I heard of one.
That, too?
Hey, ma'am.
Don't tell me you're back for more.
Yes, ma'am. One order of Welsh Rarebit, please.
I take it no bad dreams last night.
No, ma'am. Matter of fact, I never slept better.
Very good. By the way, will you be wanting more than one portion tonight?
Oh, I know I'm going to want more, but I don't think I'm going to have time. You see, we're going out on night bivouac, and the sergeant warned me I better not be late or else.
Right.
But I'll make up for it tomorrow night. You can be sure of that.
A Welsh Rarebit Fiend.
Gluttony, gluttony, gluttony.
You say Pyle checked in on time?
10 minutes early, to be exact.
Well, thank goodness for little things, eh? What do you say we call it tonight?
Well, everything looks like in good shape to me, Sarge.
Vince! It's me, Pyle. I want to talk to you.
Vince?
You just listen to me, Sergeant. You're always complaining I'm never on time. Well, let me ask you something.
Huh?
Have I ever been late, Sergeant, ever in my whole life? Huh? Come on, speak up. Cat got your tongue? I'll tell you, Sergeant. No. N-O. I've never been late for anything, and you know it. So if you've got any ideas about fussing at me, just forget about it. You got that? Just forget about it. That's all I got to say.
Did you hear that? Huh? Did you hear that?
Sarge, where are you going?
Where am I going? I'm going to throw that meathead in the bridge so fast.
Wait, Sarge, it's the same as last time. He's asleep again.
Hey! His eyes are wide open.
Right, just like last time. That's what they say about sleepwalkers. They do everything with their eyes open, only they don't know it.
But I know it.
Right, and there's very little you can do about it.
Then I'm going to find somebody who can do something about it.
You say you've never noticed this behavior before?
No, sir. He's always slept like a log. As a matter of fact, it usually takes a 21-gun salute to wake him up.
I see.
You don't think it's anything serious, do you, sir?
No, it's not likely. Occasional sleepwalking when there's no prior history to such behavior is usually due to some temporary stimulus.
Sir?
Well, sometimes the body's chemical equilibrium can be thrown off balance by a reaction to some specific type of food or drink. Do you know anything about his off-base habits lately? Where he's been going?
No, sir. Not really. I mean, he don't talk about him.
I'd look into it, Sergeant. Especially since it could affect his future in the Corps.
Sir?
If there's no improvement in his condition, we may have no alternative but to discharge him.
Discharge him?
That's right. You know, a sleepwalker can be a hazard in a combat unit. Why, he could jeopardize the safety of every single man in his outfit. Isn't that so?
Oh, yeah, that's true, sir. And if there's one thing a combat outfit don't need, it's jeopardizing.
That's why I say keep an eye on him, for everybody's sake.
Oh, I will, sir. I will. Sleepwalkers have to be discharged, huh?
I would say so.
Hey, Sergeant.
Goodbye, Pyle.
What was that, Sergeant?
Huh? What was what?
You said goodbye.
Oh. Well, I was just thinking, Pyle. Just thinking.
That's what I thought. Just what the doc said. Pyle's sleepwalking is probably caused by something he ate. It's just a temporary thing.
Yeah, right.
Which means all you gotta do is find out exactly what it is he's been eating.
Huh?
What do you mean?
That's what I mean.
You mean you don't intend to investigate Pyle's sleepwalking?
What for? What's to investigate?
Come on, Sarge. You can't have him bounced out of the Corps just because of something he ate.
Look, I can't have a sleepwalker in my outfit. When the doc says it ain't safe, that's it. It ain't my decision anymore.
Right, but according to the doc, maybe you could just snap him out of it if you find out what it is that doesn't agree with him.
So, what if I do find out? I gotta think of the platoon's jeopardy.
Platoon's what?
Jeopardy. Jeopardy. That's a medical term for what's gonna happen to the platoon out in the field if Pyle starts to sleepwalk.
Come on, Sarge. Aren't you taking an awful lot for granted? For all we know, it may be too many strawberry sodas.
Well, that's his problem.
But, Sarge, you've got to investigate. You're not the type of guy to toss a fellow Marine aside like an old shoe. I think you owe it to a guy who's been in the outfit as long as Pyle.
What do I owe him? I owe the platoon more. If he's gonna be a threat to the platoon, then there's only one thing to do. Get rid of him, like the doctor said.
But the doctor also said it could just be temporary and maybe you could find out the reason for it. But then I guess you can use that as your excuse for getting rid of Pyle, which is really what you want to do, right?
Look, Boyle.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Oh, Pyle. What do you want?
Well, I just came by to pick up my pipes for tonight, if that's all right with you.
Huh? Well, all right, Pyle. There you are.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you kindly.
Pyle.
Yes, Sergeant?
You know, Pyle, I've been meaning to ask you. What have you been up to lately? All of a sudden, you're running into town every night.
Well, nothing much.
Just the usual movie and strawberry soda, huh?
Well, not exactly.
You mean you've given up on the milkshakes?
Well, no, Sergeant. I still like them as much as I ever did.
Uh-huh.
Well, good night.
Boy, you sure seem to be in a hurry. Like you got something special going on.
Oh, no, Sergeant. It's just that I didn't want to miss my bus. Well, good night.
Pyle, you still haven't told me where you're going.
Well, it's a new place, Sergeant.
You mean for dinner? That kind of thing?
Yes, sir, that's it. Well, good night.
Oh. Well, don't let me hold you up. You run along before you miss your bus.
Well, good night, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball. You all have a nice evening.
A new restaurant, huh? You know, the doc said it. He's reacting to some temporary stimulus. That must be some pretty good temporary stimulus, if you know what I mean. Come on. Let's find out what it is before he gets arrested. You know what I think, Boyle? It looks like a front to me.
A front for what?
Who knows? It could be a lot of things.
And just how do you figure that?
The smile on Pyle's kisser. Strawberry sodas don't put you in seventh heaven like that.
Come on, Sarge. Pyle, sweet, innocent Pyle.
Look, I only know one thing. Sweet, innocent Pyle has been yelling at me for 2 nights in a row. And that kind of courage you don't get from sniffing ketchup bottles.
Hey, he's paying a check.
Huh?
See you again tomorrow night?
Yes, ma'am. 'Cause it usually takes me a good week to eat myself out of a taste for something I like as much as Welsh Rarebit.
Good. See you then.
Ain't you gonna say what you usually say?
What's that? Oh, pleasant dreams.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you.
I don't know, Sarge. Pyle sure looks okay to me.
Sure he does.
And that dame serving him, she looked okay, too.
Sure she does.
You mean you suspect her?
Boy, what are you, a babe in the woods? Don't you read the papers?
What? She looks like a nice old lady who runs a tea room.
Uh-huh. And you never heard of nice little old ladies who hold up banks? Nice little old ladies who commit murder, huh?
That nice little old lady?
I don't know. I can tell you better if I see her sell her.
And you really think that this joint is a front?
What else? Whatever he's getting here don't take effect until around bedtime. Come on, now's the time to find out what it is he's taking.
Oh, come in, boys. Sit down. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you.
Would you boys like to see a menu?
No, thanks. Why don't you just bring us the usual?
Usual?
You know, what that Marine had? You know, the Marine that was in here.
Oh, you too?
Yeah, me too.
Well, so you're another one.
Yeah. I'm another one, all right.
Do you think you can handle it as well as that other Marine?
Oh, yeah, sure. Even better.
You too?
Oh, no, nothing for me. Thank you, ma'am.
You know, I was wondering, where do you serve it?
Where do you want it?
Where does the Marine have it?
Right here.
That's where I'll have it. Huh?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. But I figure it's gotta be something you eat, drink, or smoke.
But if it's what you think it is, what are you going to do? She's coming right back with some.
Right. So all I gotta do is wait until she turns her back and slip a sample into my pocket and rush it over to the doc to have it analyzed.
Hey, I never thought of that.
What's that?
That's what you ordered. Welsh Rarebit.
What's so funny?
So that's it.
So that's what?
That's what's giving Pyle the nightmares. Haven't you heard the old story about Welsh Rarebit?
Huh?
Well, yeah, it's supposed to make you dream like crazy, didn't you know?
Oh, come on, boy. You don't expect me to believe that, do you? This is the 20th century, remember?
Look, all I know is I've been hearing it for years, and it looks like Pyle's proving it true.
You know, you've been fighting pretty hard for Pyle lately. You've been leaning over backwards trying to defend him like he was a relative or something.
I'm just trying to be fair, that's all.
Look, the fact remains Pyle has turned into a sleepwalker. And if you think this stuff is all it took, you're crazy. And I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you just to show you that I'm as fair as they come. Watch, Boyle. I'm going to eat some of this stuff just to show you that we know only 2 facts for certain. 1, Pyle is a bona fide sleepwalker. And 2, this is a plate of Welsh Rarebit. And 3, it's very hot.
Well, it was
Hey, Gomer.
We're gonna settle this thing here and now. Here and now.
Sure, sure. You say what you have to say, and I'll just wait till you finish.
Darn right you'll wait till I finish. It's time I straightened you out about the way you've been treating me.
I know, and I'm sorry about that.
You said you was gonna wait till I finish.
I know, but I just thought...
Knock it off! I'm gonna tell you something right here and now. You better start having a little more confidence in me, because I've had it with your suspicions and mistrust. Do you read me?
Well, yes, I do.
What was that, Sergeant? What did you say?
I said, yes, I do.
I can't hear you! Let's hear it, Carter. You just gonna stand there?
Well, no, Pyle. I just want to say I really appreciate your criticism.
Carter.
It isn't every private that would go to all that trouble, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now you said it, so head on back to the duty hut. Go on. Move it. Move it. Move it.
Hey, Sarge, Pyle! Hey, wake up, Sarge.
What? You?
Yeah, me, at 3 o'clock in the morning. Look at you.
Hey, Corporal Boy.
What is this? What's going on here?
You don't know?
What am I doing out here? How did I get out here?
I'll tell you what got you out here. A plate of Welsh Rarebit, that's what.
Huh?
Yeah, and you too, Pyle. Boy, that Welsh Rarebit was working great tonight, I can see that.
What?
Yeah, you two guys were doing a little sleepwalking and dreaming dreams you'd never believe.
You mean it's true about the Welsh Rarebit? It's really true?
Sergeant, you mean you had a plate of that Welsh Rarebit? I never did believe that story either. But I guess it's true on account of look at us. Well, how about that? I never would have believed
Pyle,
that.
you get back to your quarters this minute, you hear me?
But, Sergeant, I was...
Knock it off. If you think I'm going to stand out here in the middle of the night listening to you jabber away, you're crazy. Now move.
But, Sergeant...
Come on, let's go. Move, 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 move. Move it.
That's more like it.
Move it. Move, 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 move. All right, you knucklehead, you heard that bugle. Get out of that distraction, falling on the double. Come on, let's go. Move it, move it, move it. Did you hear me? I said move. Let's go, you knuckleheads, on the double. Go, go, go. Carter, you knucklehead, you lame brain. Is that the way you fall out for reveling in your underwear? What are you, stupid? Well, talk, man, talk.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry about it.
Sorry. You're sorry. I'll give you something to be sorry about. You get some clothes on you on the double. You hear me?
Right, sir. Right away, Sergeant. I'll do it fast as I can.
Well, what are you standing there for like a dumbbell? You need some help? Okay, I'll give you some. Go, 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 go.
Sarge, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were feeling sick, so I let you sleep, but I heard you yell a couple of times. You okay? You all right? Oh, Pyle is here reporting for those extra duties you said you want him to do.
Just say something.
Huh?
I want him to talk. Say something. Say good morning.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning, Pyle.
Sarge, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You've got big plans for the day, Slater?
You know it, pal.
Where are you going?
I'm heading straight for that Watusi place, the Booze A Go-Go. There's a little dancer there named Dolores who's got big eyes for me.
Oh, yes. Is she the one in the cage?
That's right.
In a cage? What kind of place is it where they keep a person in a cage?
Well, they have to keep her in a cage, Gomer, because when she dances, she gets wild. You gotta see it to believe it, really.
Well, I don't think I'd enjoy that very much. It bothers me to see an animal in a cage, much less a human being.
Yeah, but she's happy in that cage, Gomer. She's happy. Dunk, 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 dunk.
You want to try that with your pack on?
Sorry, Sergeant.
All right, you guys, listen up. I thought it wouldn't hurt to inform you clowns that the fleet's in and it's Saturday, and that means crowds and horsing and trouble, which I want you to stay out of. Is that clear?
Aye, aye, Sergeant.
Good. It's you. Slater, you smell like a man with ambitions to take over the town, so maybe you better be extra careful.
Oh, no, not me, Sarge. I got a date all right, but no cavorting with a bunch.
Oh, really? Tell us about it.
Oh, well, it's just a girl.
Just a girl? Not for you, Slater.
Matter of fact, Sarge, she is something special. In fact, she's beautiful, really beautiful.
And you know where she works? In a cage? Tell the sergeant about how she works in a cage.
Gomer.
Of course she works in a cage. She also eats and sleeps in a cage because she's a beast. You guys kill me, you know that? With your phony stories about your big dates? Why can't you just say you're going into town, have a couple of beers, go bowling, and leave it at that? Oh, no. You gotta give each other them snow jobs about them gorgeous dames.
Sergeant Carter, would you care to hear what I'm going to do today?
No.
I'm going up to Hollywood. I'm going to take one of them bus tours and see all the movie stars' homes.
That's thrilling, Pyle. Absolutely thrilling.
I've been meaning to do that for the longest kind of time.
You hear that? Now there's a date I can believe. Him I can believe.
You're welcome to come along if you'd care to.
No, Pyle. But you know what? I've got to respect a man who tells the truth.
Thank you, Sergeant Carter. It's a real nice thing to say. It really is.
Because I believe that's really what you're going to do. Just what you said.
Oh, I am, Sergeant, I am. Why, is it beginning to sound good to you now? Because if it is, then
No,
I'll be proud.
I said no. Now, the rest of you guys, I got just 2 words for you for your liberty. Watch it.
Gee.
Hey, you want to go on that tour with me?
Gomer, have you forgotten? Dolores in the cage? See you later, pal. Oh, don't forget to say hello to Vera Ruber Ralston and all the gang.
I can always tell when you're pulling my leg, Duke. You get that insincere look in your eyes.
Yeah, well, don't go to any of those Hollywood parties. You can't afford the scandal.
Just look at him. Just look at your eyes. How insincere.
We are now on Foothill Road in fabulous Beverly Hills. On the left, we see the beautiful home of that famous piano-playing star, Liberace.
Do you know what I heard? He has a swimming pool shaped just like a piano. And his bed is shaped like a piano also.
Really?
You see, his whole life is so involved in piano and piano playing.
And on this same street, we see the home of the very glamorous and popular young movie star, Tina Tracy.
Tina Tracy? Well, I've seen every one of her pictures. Excuse me, ma'am, I gotta speak to the driver. Driver. Would you do me a favor?
Sorry, no refunds.
Oh, it's not that. I'm having a wonderful time. I was just wondering if you'd stop for a second while I got a picture of Tina Tracy's house. It'd mean a lot to me. It really would.
Yeah, well, okay, you'll be in a service, man. But just a second, I got a schedule to keep.
Thank you.
Where'd he go, anyway? If he's gonna leave the tour, he could at least said goodbye.
Hey, what's the name? Shoot, now I won't get to see Randolph Scott's house. Hey, ma'am. I didn't mean to barge in like this, but the sightseeing bus I was riding on went off and left me. I'm awful sorry. I hope you'll excuse me.
Oh, that's all right.
Where are you stationed, Private?
Camp Henderson. This sure is a beautiful place. She sure is a lucky girl.
Who is?
Lady you work for, Tina Tracy. You must be her maid.
Well, no, at the moment I'm more like her gardener.
Really and truly? I don't think I ever met a professional lady gardener before.
You know, come to think of it, neither have I.
Well, sure been nice talking to you. If you'll excuse me now, guess I better be going. I don't know why that bus didn't wait on me.
What made you get off of it in the first place?
Well, to take pictures of my favorite movie star's home.
Tina Tracy's your favorite movie star?
Yes, ma'am. I bet I've seen every one of her pictures.
Really? Everyone?
I sure have, starting with Motorcycle Madness, What's New Tomboy, and I Was a Teenage Coot.
Well, those were some time ago.
Yes, ma'am, but I've seen her latest picture, too. The Monster Who Hated Pennsylvania. I bet I've seen that 8 times.
Well, you really are a fan, aren't you?
I really am.
Well, I'm very glad to know you. I'm Tina Tracy.
You're not.
Well, I certainly am.
You're not spoofing me, are you, ma'am?
No. Here, I'll prove it to you. Remember this scene? General, the monster's wiped out Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. You've just got to stop him before he reaches Reading. That's my hometown.
Oh, I'll be. You are Tina Tracy. Golly. Well, I don't know why I didn't recognize you right off, but you look so different with that hat and glasses and everything.
Well, you haven't told me your name yet.
Gomer Pyle.
Well, Gomer, now that we've been properly introduced, would you like to come up to the house and have a nice tall glass of lemonade?
Yes, ma'am. That'd be real nice.
Here you are, Gomer. Another glass of lemonade.
Thank you, ma'am. This makes 3 of them already. Golly. If the folks back home could just see me now, sitting here talking to a real movie star. That reminds me. Did you know that back home in Mayberry, they used to call you the Annie Ruth Collins of Hollywood?
No, I didn't.
Well, I'll tell you how it happened. You remember a movie you was in called Private Hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Remember you was in love with this married doctor with the 3 children? Well, the exact same situation happened to Annie Ruth back in Mayberry. Only thing, he wasn't a doctor, he was a veterinarian. And she didn't give him up like you did in the movie. No, sirree. She married this veterinarian right after his wife run off with this traveling salesman. And now the doctor drinks quite a bit, and Annie Ruth has to take care of the 3 children. Poor thing.
Tell me more, Gomer.
Oh, the miserable...
I take it things didn't work out exactly the way you'd planned, Slater. It never fails. When you over-anticipate, you're bound to be disappointed.
Thanks a lot, Hummel.
Didn't you get to see that Watusi dancer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw her.
Well, what happened?
She invited me home to meet her family.
Oh, that sounds very nice.
Her husband and 2 kids. I don't know why I even bother going into town. I could have more fun doing my laundry.
You? Boy, have I got something to tell you. Wait till you hear this. You know that Hollywood tour I went on? Well, I had one of the best times I've ever had in my whole life. Guess who I spent the afternoon with? Come on, guess.
I don't know, Gomer.
You'll never guess in a million years, but guess anyway.
I give up.
You'll never guess.
Gomer, I give up.
Okay, then I'll tell you. I spent the whole afternoon with Tina Tracy. What do you think about that?
How long did it take you to think that one up?
She is, without a doubt, one of the nicest, sweetest girls I ever met in my whole life. Right away, she offered me this nice tall drink. You mean you don't believe me?
Gomer, I'm not in the mood for jokes. Can you knock it off?
But this is no joke, Duke, honest. And I've saved the best part for last. She told me to come back tomorrow for a barbecue, and I could ask a few of my buddies.
Oh, sure. And she'll fill the pool with champagne for swimming.
You mean you don't believe me?
Gomer, it's just a little far-fetched. Just a little.
Well, I'm surprised at you, Duke. I really am. You're supposed to be my best friend. Have I ever told you a fib in my whole life?
No, but there's always a first time.
Well, I'll tell you exactly. I got off of this tour bus to take a picture of Tina Tracy's house, and there she was. And she is, without a doubt, one of the nicest...
You really met her? You really met her?
I'm surprised at you, Duke. If I said I did, I did.
Well, I mean, it's just like a thing like that happens to a serviceman like once in 1,000 times. And Who'd ever figure you to be so lucky?
Well, I was, and like I said, she told me to bring some of my buddies
I'll
over.
go.
And it's all set. The three of us will go up to Hollywood tomorrow.
The three of us. Who's the third?
Well, Sergeant Carter, of course.
What do you want to ask him for?
Well, he's my buddy, too, isn't he? I'll go over there first thing in the morning and ask him, and he won't be like you. He'll believe me right off like he always does.
Swear.
But it's the truth, Sergeant.
Pyle, you mean to stand there and tell me that you spent a whole afternoon with a sex pot like Tina Tracy?
I did, Sergeant, I really did. But she ain't what you said she was. She's a nice, wholesome girl.
Okay, Pyle. To you, she's a nice, wholesome girl.
But you do believe me, don't you?
Of course. Did I ever doubt you?
Then you'll come?
Well,
Please say you'll come.
well, you clowns may not even know how to behave. You probably need someone along to show you how to behave in a classy house. Okay. But for just one reason, to supervise.
Golly, thank you, Sergeant.
Okay, who else is coming?
Well, just so far, it's me and you and Duke. And the corporal, if he wants to.
Good. No riffraff. You had to open your big mouth, huh, Pyle? Look at all them guys.
I had to ask the fellas in my barracks, Sergeant. I'm sure she won't mind.
Well, so this is how the other half lives.
Shut up. All right, guys, hold it down. Now remember, don't do or say anything that's going to embarrass me. If you got any doubt about what's the proper etiquette, check with me. Don't shake hands with her, whatever you do, and watch them cigarette butts. All right, sir. All right. Let's go. Come on. Hold it back. You sure she's home, Pyle?
She's expecting me to be here, she said.
Yes?
Good afternoon, sir. My buddies and I are here to see Miss Tracy.
I'm sorry. Miss Tracy is not at home and is not expected.
But she's expecting us.
I'm afraid that's not likely. Miss Tracy has been in Europe. Good day, gentlemen.
Okay, Pyle, what's the gag?
Well, I don't know, Sergeant.
What is this, April Fool? It ain't even April. Very funny, Pyle, very funny. But you know what? I don't like practical jokes, and I don't like you. And when I get you back to the base, I've got a few jokes of my own.
Wait a minute, Sybil. I was really here yesterday, and she didn't buy this. Wait a minute, Sergeant. How am I going to get back to the base?
You made up a movie star, make up a car.
Hey, Miss Tracy. Boy, am I glad to see you.
I thought you were going to bring some of your friends with you.
I did.
Well, where are they?
Well, they left.
They left. Why?
Well, my buddies and I went up and knocked on the door, and this feller come out and said that you was in Europe and he didn't know when you'd be back.
Oh, Gomer, I'm so sorry. Stevens was just trying to protect me. I should have told him. Oh, I feel terrible. Do you suppose we could call them and explain?
Well, I don't think that'd do any good since they thought I made it up about meeting you and all anyway. Now I'm sure they think I'm some kind of a liar.
Oh, Gomer, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Miss Tracy.
Oh, Stevens.
Is everything all right, Miss Tracy?
Oh, Private Pyle's a friend of mine. Could you help him with the packages, please?
I told you I was expecting.
Any luck, Gomer?
I'm trying again. They should be back by now. Hello? Corporal Ball? Could I speak to Sergeant Carter?
It's Pyle. He wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding? Hang up.
What is it this time, Baron Munchausen?
Hang up.
Corporal Ball, would you tell Sergeant Carter that I'm sitting right here at Miss Tracy's house and that she feels real bad about missing you all?
What do you think? We're a couple of jerks? How many times do you think we're going to fall for that crummy gag?
Hang up.
But I tell you, she's standing right here in a bathing suit, getting ready to go for a swim, and she wants you all to come back.
Here, give me the phone. I'll talk to him.
He says he's with her now and that she's wearing a bathing suit.
Ask him what he's drinking. Hang up, just hang up.
Wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute. Hello? Hello? He hung up. Guess they still don't believe me.
Oh, Gomer, I'm so sorry. Well, look, don't feel so bad. You tried.
I really did. But I can't blame them for not believing me.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it now. Look, would you like to take a swim? There's some extra trunks in the cabana.
Well, thank you kindly, Miss Tracy, but I got an idea. Would it be all right with you if I just went back to the camp and fetched my buddies?
Well, sure, Gomer, but isn't it a lot of trouble? I mean, you'll be hours.
Well, yeah, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable swimming here while back at the camp they was doubting me. So I'll just rush on back and straighten things out, and we'll see you later.
Oh, Gomer, you sure are the conscientious one.
Is Pyle back yet?
Not yet, Sergeant.
Well, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him real good, and then I want to talk to you guys.
Why? What did we do?
Let me tell you something about characters like Pyle. When these truthful, never tell a lie guys like him go, they go all the way just like that. I've seen it happen before. And you know whose fault it is? You guys.
How come?
It's psychological, and you guys are to blame.
I don't get it.
I think I know where the sergeant is going.
Shut up, Hummel. Look, every weekend, Pyle listens to you guys bullying each other about the big deals you got cooking in town. He's getting an inferiority complex. So what does he do? He cooks up a big deal of his own to impress everybody. Only it's all in his head, see?
In other words, he's fantasizing.
What?
You think so, Sarge? You think it's all in his head?
I know it is. And when I see him, I'm...
Hey, Sergeant Carter, I'm glad you're here. Guess what?
What, Pyle?
It couldn't have been more than 10 seconds when Miss Tracy showed up.
Huh? Pyle, listen to me. You're phantasizing. Phantasizing, and it's got to stop, okay?
But it's the truth. She only went shopping and she forgot to tell Mr. Stevens to expect us. She was sorry she could be about the mix-up. She sent me here to fetch you back to her house. You don't believe me neither, do you? All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Listen to this. I'm going to prove to you I've been telling you the truth. I'm going to call her up and let you talk to her. She gave me her phone number, so you and the fellers come on with me to the day room, and I'm going to call her.
Gomer.
Please, Duke, you just got to believe me. You above everybody else. You just got to.
Okay.
You're going to be apologizing to me in about 3 minutes. You just wait and see.
Curious. Very curious.
Now what is it, Gomer?
I'm looking for the piece of paper with the phone number on it. Here it is.
It's open, it's open. What are you doing here, Pyle? What do you want?
Sergeant Carter, I know you're mad at me, but could I talk to you for a minute?
No.
But I've got some good news for you, Sergeant.
You being transferred?
Oh, no, this is good news. I just talked to Miss Tracy on the phone.
Take it easy, Vince. Don't let him aggravate you.
You're right, Boyle. Pyle, get out of here.
But listen, Sergeant, she's coming down here to pick us all up and take us home with her. She's coming here to the base.
Pyle!
She is. She really is.
Oh. Oh, then maybe I better get ready for her.
Oh, one more thing, Sergeant. Do I have your permission to bring Miss Tracy on the base?
Of course, Pyle, of course. Bring her anywhere you want. Bring her to the barracks. I'll be there to welcome her.
Thank you, Sergeant. I'm glad we're buddies again. You do believe me.
Oh, of course.
He says he's going to bring her here. You think maybe this time?
Are you nuts, boy? He's caught up in a pack of lies. He'll come up with another excuse.
You think he's flipped or something?
I don't know, but it's time for the cure. Come on.
Where are we going?
To the barracks.
What for?
Look, I don't know what this clown has cooked up, but this time, when he comes in with his latest excuse for why she couldn't make it, we'll be ready for him.
Did you have any trouble finding a place, Miss Tracy?
Oh, not a bit. In fact, it was a very nice ride. And I'm glad we're going to get this whole thing straightened out once and for all.
The fellas should be ready now. They were getting all spiffed up when I left.
Did they finally believe you?
Well, it took a lot of doing, but I guess they finally did. My, don't you look pretty? Ain't they gonna be surprised? Well, here we are.
Who is it?
It's me, Gomer. All right to come in?
Oh, sure, Pyle. Come on in. Eyes, hey! Could I speak to you men a moment? Excuse us, ladies. All right, you guys, hold it down, will you? No raucous laughing. This ain't a beer joint. You're in the big time now, so act accordingly. No running and no horsing around the pool.
We're just having fun, Sergeant.
Have all the fun you like, but use a little decorum, understand? I don't want to be embarrassed.
Okay, Sergeant.
Hold it down on the eats, huh, fellas? One handful at a time. You'd think you were starving the way you guys are going at it.
That's so funny, Gomer.
Hey, Sergeant.
Huh? A beautiful party, Miss Tracy. My compliments.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Gomer here was just telling me how wonderful you've been to us.
Well, I do what I can for all the men, Miss Tracy. They're like a bunch of kids, you know. They need constant looking after.
We're sure lucky to have somebody like Sergeant Carter. There ain't nothing he doesn't know.
Isn't nothing, Pyle. Isn't. Not ain't.
Miss Tracy, he's watching us all the time.
Yes, I have to keep my eye on him every minute. You never can tell when one of them's going to do something foolish. Well, did you have to tag along tonight? Baby, I had big plans for you and me. You said we were going to be alone tonight, just you and me alone. Come on, baby, I haven't seen you in a whole month.
What do you want me to do, Vince? Now, Eileen is an old friend of the family. She's staying with me, and I'm not going to go off and leave her by herself.
But tonight? Tonight of all nights?
Sorry, Vince, it's double date or no date at all.
But it's late. Where am I going to find...
Double date or no date at all.
Come on, be fair. I haven't seen you for a whole month, and at the last minute you throw me a curve like this? Come up with a guy for a double date. It ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
Double date or no date at all.
Yes, sure. I understand, Fred. It is Saturday night. It is the last minute. Have a good time. Look, Fred, can you recommend somebody? I thought of him. Him too. Okay, thanks.
I hate to bother you, Sergeant, but could I have my pass? I didn't get a chance to pick mine up this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Hey, Slater, come here.
Yes, Sergeant?
You know, being a sergeant, I don't ordinarily socialize with guys of a lower rank than me, but... Well, I kind of like you, kid, so I'm willing to make an exception in your case. You see, I have this girl who has a friend, a real gorgeous dish, and I'd be happy to do you a favor and take you along.
Well, real nice of you to ask, Sergeant, but I'm already set for tonight with my own girl. Nice of you to ask, though, Sergeant. Thank you.
Slater.
Yes, Sergeant?
Can you recommend somebody?
Well, everybody in the barracks is gone. Except Gomer. I left him reading a magazine.
Never. I refuse to sink that low.
Sorry, Vince. It's either a double date or no date at all.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hey, Pyle. What you doing?
I was just reading the real behind-the-scenes stories of Anne Margaret. Do you know she hadn't had an easy life?
Yeah, look,
She's
Pyle.
had her trials and tribulations just like the rest of us.
That's all very interesting.
Just to look at her up on the screen singing and dancing, you'd think she didn't have a care in the world. But she's known heartaches and disappointments. Just think that.
That's all very interesting, but will you pay attention? I've got something important to ask you.
Yes, Sergeant.
Have you got a date for tonight?
No, I hadn't.
Good. I've got a big surprise for you. How would you like to go on a double date with me?
You want me to go on a date with you?
That's right.
Well, that's a real honor, Sergeant. It really is. And I'm proud to know that you think enough of me to ask. But I think I'll just go to the movie here on the base tonight.
That's how you're going to spend a Saturday night? Sitting in the movies?
I don't mind.
Well, look, Pyle, I can't let you do it.
Do what?
Sit in the movies all by yourself.
Well, I don't mind, Sergeant. Don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine, honest.
Now, look, Pyle, this is your sergeant you're talking to. I can tell when you're putting on an act.
But I'm not putting on...
You'd much rather go out with a girl, but being the shy, lonely type of fella you are, you don't have a girl. I understand. That's why it's my duty to fix you up with a date.
But I don't want a date, and I ain't lonely. I'm very happy.
You're just saying that. You're not really happy.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're miserable. You're miserable.
You think so, Sergeant?
And I'm not asking you to go. I'm ordering you.
You're ordering?
Ordering. Now, you get dressed. You're going on a double date with me, and you're going to have fun.
Gomer Pyle? What kind of a name is that for a human being? What's a Gomer Pyle?
Honey, he's a very nice guy. He's got a lot of class.
Well, that'll be the day when you come up with somebody classy.
Yes, I tell you. He's from the South.
So he's from the South. So what?
What do you mean, so what? Are you kidding? Well, he comes from one of them aristocrat families from the South. You know, they're loaded with dough. Loaded.
Vince, are you putting me on?
Baby, would I lie to you?
Only when your mouth is moving.
Lover, take my word for it. This Gomer Pyle is the real McCoy. Anyway, who does he have to be for this friend of yours? Who's she?
What do you mean, who's she?
That's right, who's she?
Well, she happens to be something special, too. She comes from a very prominent family, society. Yeah, she's a society girl.
Society? Where do you come to society?
Are you doubting my word? Because if you are, you can just...
I'm not. Look, I know it's going to work out great. Your friend and Gomer will have a good time, and you and me can kind of sneak off and be by ourselves for a while. You know what I mean?
A society girl?
And you're going out with her, huh? And you were going to the movies. Come on, come on.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know.
What's the matter?
Well, I ain't never been out with a society girl before. Richest girl I was ever out with was Elsie Tippett. Her daddy made false teeth over in Mount Pilot.
Stop worrying. It'll be fine. Come on, get dressed.
Well, at least with Elsie Tippett, there were lots of things we could talk about. Gum conditions and loose dentures. I wouldn't know how to act in front of a society girl.
Look, will you stop making a big thing out of this? It's just one evening. Now, come on, move it.
I don't know, Sergeant. I feel out of place. I'm just a fella who used to work in a filling station back home.
Pyle.
I know about filling up tanks with gas and adding a quart of oil and fixing flat tires. But what do I know about society? What do we talk about?
Who says you have to talk? Just sit. Now, look, come on. I want to see my girl tonight.
Just sit. Well, I don't know, Sergeant.
Pyle, will you move it?
Well, why did you have to tell him I was a society girl? Well, honey, it never hurts to have a little build-up. Makes you more desirable, you know what I mean? And anyway, this boy you're meeting is from one of them rich Southern families.
I just don't like lying. If your father's a construction worker, you're not exactly in society.
Well, okay, but for tonight, just let it be more glamorous. It won't hurt. Now, stop being so nervous, will you? I want you to have a nice time.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not.
Pyle, you starting up again. What's with you? You never been out with a girl before?
Well, not with a society girl. I just know I'm going to feel out of place. What do I know about society?
Pyle, will you knock it off? Now, you've been whining and complaining ever since I brought up this date. I'm warning you, if you don't quit, I'm... Hiya, baby.
Hi.
Hey, I just got 4 words to say. Va-va-va-voom.
You're all class, Ben.
Buddy, I'd like you to meet my friend, Gomer Pyle.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Hi, come on in.
This is my friend Eileen Carson. Eileen, this is Vince Carter and Gomer Pyle.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Eileen.
Well, let's all sit down, shall we? Right over this way, Gomer. Oh, that is your name, isn't it, Gomer? I got it right, didn't I?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, good. Well, now, there. That's better.
Well, now that we all know each other, how about you and me going out for a little stroll, huh, babe?
Well, what's the matter with you? You just walked in through the door. Can't we just take a minute and talk?
Talk?
Yeah, talk.
Oh. Carson, was that your name?
Yes, Eileen Carson.
Bunny tells me that you come from a very prominent family.
Well, actually, that's right. Her father's very big in the building business.
Is that a fact?
Well, yeah. You know that Kirby building, that 16-story job over on 5th and Main? Well, her father had a lot to do with the building of that, didn't he, Eileen? Well, you're from the South, Gomer, are you?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. I'm from the South.
Well, what business is your family in?
My family? Well...
Oil. That's the business Gomer was in back home. Oil.
Really? Oil?
Yes, ma'am, that and gas.
Gas?
Naturally. Oil and gas go together. Gas comes from oil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that must be a fascinating business.
Well...
Well, he worked the pumps himself.
You did?
Yes, ma'am. Next to working the pumps, my biggest pleasure was checking the dipsticks.
Dipsticks?
Yeah, that shows the oil level. It's technical. Honey, there's more to this oil game than you and I'll ever know. But it's a wonderful business, though, and it's still there waiting for him if he ever wants to go back. Well, now that we really know all about each other, how about you and me going out?
You relax, Vince. I haven't even asked him if they wanted anything. Well, how about you, Gomer? Would you like something?
I'll have a lemonade if you please.
Well, all righty, lemonade. How about you, Eileen? Me too. Well, fine. Coming right up. Oh, excuse me.
I'll give you a hand. Baby, I thought that maybe you and me could...
Oil, huh? So he's an oil. And he's a very nice fella, too.
Well, would I bring anyone who wasn't, huh?
Yeah.
Look, baby, after we finish our drink, how about you and me going for a little walk? I'm dying to be alone with you.
But don't be silly. I can't leave Eileen alone.
Well, she's not alone. She's with Gomer.
Well, it's not polite. This is a double date and we should stick together.
Well, what for? I did like you asked me. I got a friend for your friend. Let her have her own fun. Oh, baby, we got lots to talk about.
Vincent, will you please? I gotta fix the drinks.
But, baby...
Open this.
Sure nice place, Miss Bunny here.
Yes, it is.
And she seems like a real fine person, too.
Oh, she is. Your friend seems very nice also.
Sergeant Carter? Oh, yeah, he's a real wonderful human being. Miss Bunny sure seems nice.
Oh, she is.
It's a real nice place she's got here, too.
Yes, it is. Here we are, kids. Lemonade. There you are, Gomer. Eileen?
Looks real refreshing. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Hey, it's such a beautiful night. How about you and me sitting outside, huh, sugar?
Well, Vince, we
Come
can't
on.
just...
It'll be nice.
But Gomer and Eileen don't want us just to run off.
I know what. Let's all go out on the porch and stay it.
No. I mean, I'm sure you and Eileen have a lot to talk about. Come on, honey.
Sure is a nice place, Miss Bunny has here.
Well, I don't like walking out on her that way. It isn't nice.
Oh, believe me, she'll be fine. Stop worrying about them. Concentrate on us. Honey, it's been a full month since I've seen you, and I've had you on my mind.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Miss Bunny, how did you turn on the television? It don't seem to come on.
You have to turn on the wall switch.
Oh, thank you. The wall switch. I didn't think of that.
Let's see, where were we? I remember.
They're not having a good time.
Huh?
If they were having a good time, they wouldn't have turned on the television. This means they have nothing to talk about. Eileen's not having a good time.
Would you stop being so nervous? What's the matter with you?
Well, I feel responsible for her. She's my guest, and I want her to have a good time.
Well, she'll have a good time. Look, turning on the TV set's a good icebreaker. They'll see some show they like, and they'll begin to talk about it. Believe me.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Guess what? There's a John Wayne movie on. Don't you want to come in and watch?
No.
I thought you'd be interested since it's all about the Marines, and I just thought that you...
Pyle?
I'm sure you'd be interested about the Marine Corps.
You see, they found a movie on TV they like, and they're happy. Everybody's happy.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Right now, this minute?
Well, I'm hungry, and I bet Eileen is, too. Well, you know what we had for lunch today? A salad. Just a salad.
Okay. Why don't you whip up some knockwurst and beans like you did the last time I was here?
What?
That won't take...
I thought we were going out.
Out?
Out to a restaurant. I know they'll want to go someplace nice. Let's take him to the Starbright Roof.
The Starbright Roof?
Well, yeah, Gomer and Eileen are used to the best. We can't just take him to a hash house. The Starbright Roof. Come on, let's go tell him. Oh, come on, honey. Vince and I have got a great idea. We're going to go to dinner tonight at the Starbright Roof at the Drake Hotel. Come on, let's get our things.
The Starbright Roof? That's the most expensive place in town.
I know.
Well, how did an idea like that ever come up anyway?
Don't ask me. All I know is I wanted to go out with my girl tonight, alone. Just the two of us for a nice, quiet evening. And it's turning into a nightmare. Right now, I wish I was on that beach with John Wayne. Will you pipe down? Look, Charlie, if you think I gave you that fen just for that...
We are in luck. A table just became available.
I figured it would. All right, come on, you wanted a table?
Some nice business that feller's got. $5 just for shaking hands.
Pyle, will you pipe down? And if you get up to dance, for Pete's sake, don't dance country. Remember, that's a society girl you're with.
Oh, did you see that view, Eileen? Is that something?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Would you care for cocktails before dinner?
Oh, well, I'd like to have...
Look, as a matter of fact, we're all very hungry and we don't have a lot of time, so could we see the menu?
Very well, monsieur.
What do you mean we don't have a lot of time? What's the rush?
Well, we don't want to spend the whole evening in a restaurant, do we? I mean, we do want a little time to visit, don't we?
Oh, relax. First, we're going to eat. Oh, Eileen, isn't this a nice place?
Oh, yes, very.
You know, Eileen goes to these kinds of places all the time.
How much do you generally have to pay to sit down?
Well, what he means is...
Oh, thanks.
May I suggest some pâté de foie gras to start off with? Or perhaps some of our cheese tidbits au beurre noir? Or caviar?
Oh, gee,
But look, why don't we skip all that beginning stuff and dive right into the main course, huh?
Good idea. All them appetizers and things can bloat you.
Then may I suggest the filet de boeuf à la Girondine? It's excellent tonight.
Good. That bouffe à la... whatever you said, all around.
I was just checking the menu for the prices. Golly.
Yeah, well, it's a very good restaurant.
And it costs us $5 just to sit. Did you know that? It cost us $5 just to sit down.
This is your big oil man?
Well, you know what they say. The bigger they are, the cheaper they are. Now you know how he hangs on to it. Look, why don't we get out of here? We ain't had a minute alone, you and me.
We're alone.
Alone? This is alone?
We're having fun. I'm enjoying myself.
Besides, I don't think Eileen's enjoying herself. She looks bored.
Huh?
You see? She looks bored. Come on, let's blow.
Well, maybe you're right.
Yeah, we can go home and you and me can have that minute alone together. Come on. Come on, we're going.
We are?
Yeah. Here, you drive.
Me? You mean you want me to drive your car? But, Sergeant...
Drive.
Well, aren't we getting out?
Bunny, listen, let's stay out here in the car and let them go on in.
Well, Vince, we can't do that.
A minute. Can I have a minute alone with you?
Are you coming out, Sergeant?
No, close the door. Pyle, listen. Bunny and I are going to stay out here in the car for a while. Why don't you and Eileen go on in the house and make yourselves at home?
Well, heck's sake, we'll sit out here with you if you like.
No, you can't in the house.
Okay, Sergeant.
Vince, we really should go in with them.
Why? Why can't I have a minute alone with you? A minute alone. Just you and me alone. Just you and me together alone.
Okay, we're alone.
Good.
Can't find nothing on the television.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't really want to watch anyway. I'm sorry I haven't been more fun tonight.
Well, I hadn't been much fun myself. I guess I just ain't used to a girl like you.
Girl like me?
You know, being in society and all. I'll tell you the honest truth. I never have been out with a society girl before.
Really? I think a man like you went out with a lot of society girls.
Oh, no, you don't get a chance to meet many society girls working in the filling station the way I did. And since I've been in the Marine Corps, well, I just had...
Filling station?
Back home where I worked.
You worked in a filling station?
That's right.
Is that what you meant by working the pumps?
Well, yeah, what you think I meant?
Well, I thought you were an oil millionaire.
An oil millionaire? That's a good one. Where'd you ever get an idea like that?
Well, you know when we first met and Bunny was saying, Gomer, I'm not a society girl.
You ain't?
No, Bunny just made that up.
Why would she do a thing like that?
Thought it would make a better impression. Oh, isn't this embarrassing?
It sure is. Hey, you know what? I bet Sergeant Carter let you all think I was a big old man just to make an impression, too.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Gomer, I'm so glad neither of us has any money.
Yeah, ain't we lucky? Come on. Shame. Shame on you, Sergeant Carter, for trying to make out I was a big old man. And shame on you, Miss Bunny, for trying to make out Eileen was a society girl.
Wait a minute. You mean you're not?
And you're not? Bunny, you lied to me.
I lied. Well, you started it first with that fancy story about that rich Southern family. I lied.
Well, that stuff about her and his society, that was pretty good too, kid.
Well, if you hadn't lied about him, I wouldn't have lied about her.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Hey, Big Mouth.
Who are you calling Big Mouth?
Sergeant! I can tell you and Miss Bunny would rather be alone, so we just leave you alone.
Why are we still arguing? We were both wrong. Let's call it a draw. What do you say? Huh? Come on.
Well, you know what we should do? We should apologize to Eileen and Gomer. That's what we should do.
Well, we'll apologize when they get back, baby. They go on for a walk, and when they get back, we'll apologize. Come on now, let's sit down.
can't believe it. I can't believe it. Finally.
Sergeant Carter, it's almost 12 o'clock. We gotta get back to the base. I happened to notice the time while we was out walking, and I rushed all this way back to tell you.
So it's 12 o'clock. What I care? You want to go back to the base? Go back. Me, I want to stay here. Now get out of here. Turn out those lights on the way out.
12 o'clock? I didn't know it was that late. Oh, I gotta get some sleep. Good night, Vincent. Thanks for a very lovely evening. Did you have a nice time, honey?
I'll kill him. You'll help me when I get back to the base. I'll kill him.
I want every inch of these grounds police. Every inch. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Keep those heads down and pick up everything that doesn't grow. Move it! Move it!
Shazam! Look what I found.
What you got,
Look
Joe?
at this.
What is it? What is it? What'd you find?
4-leaf clover.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Ain't I, though? I wonder what kind of luck it'll bring me.
I wonder. All right, you people, get back to work. Move it, move it.
Back home, Barbara Sue Hooverback found one under her front porch, and 2 weeks later she married Wendell Conroy, and to this day she still wears that clover in a locket around her neck on a chain.
Kyle.
She's so proud of it. She wears these real low-cut dresses so everybody can see it.
Kyle.
Of course, she can't see the clover unless she opens up her locket. Shoot, she'll open up that locket at the drop of a hat.
Kyle, knock it off.
Yes.
All right, you people, fall in. All right, come on, move it, move it, move it, move it. The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette.
The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette. Aye, aye, sir.
Light up.
Sir,
What do you want?
I don't smoke, so it'd be all right if I kept looking for some 4-leaf clovers.
Get.
Thank you, sir. I might even find one for you.
Wonderful.
Of course, you don't have a locket you can keep it in like Barbara Sue Hooverback, but there's other places you can keep it, like in the sweatband of your hat or in your...
Kyle.
Sir?
Get lost.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, Captain.
Good afternoon, Sergeant. Could I talk to you for a moment?
Something wrong, Captain?
Not unless you call making a Marine base look like a street corner.
I authorized a break for these people, Captain.
A break does not mean ogling women Marines. Sergeant, inform your men that this is an administration building and not the corner drugstore.
Aye, Captain.
Carry on.
What's the matter with you knuckleheads? Don't you know a captain when you see one?
Sorry, sir. We didn't see her.
You didn't see her? You didn't see a captain? All right, you just stand at attention, and you'll watch for captains.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Private.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that you just did?
Ma'am?
Just now when I approached, what did you do?
I guess I tipped my hat. That's right, I tipped my hat, Swat, ma'am.
You did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do these bars show you that I'm a captain?
Yes, ma'am. But the rest of the uniform shows me that you're a lady. And I always tip my hat to a lady.
One of your people, Sergeant?
Yes, he is, Captain.
It is customary for recruits to learn to salute their very first day in the service.
Yes, ma'am. Didn't he salute the captain?
He did not. He tipped his hat.
Tipped his hat.
On account of she's a lady, and I always tip my hat to a lady.
Private, do you know your general orders?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
What is your 10th general order?
Let's see now. To take charge of this post and all government property.
That is your first one.
Yes, ma'am, I know it is. But I learned them in order, and so I have to go all the way through them to get the 10th. To walk my post in a military manner.
Did this man learn military courtesy, or did he not?
He certainly did, Captain. I can't...
Then why is he not showing it?
Well, I just don't...
That is a poor reflection of his training, Sergeant, if I may say.
I've got it. Here it is. To salute all officers and all colors and standards not cased. That's your 10th general order right there.
That is correct. And the way you do that is you raise your right hand directly and smartly. Thumb and fingers are straight and touching each other. Your upper arm is level with the deck and your forearm at a 45-degree angle. You hold that salute until it is returned, then cut away your hand smartly back to your side. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. But wouldn't it be a whole lot easier if I just tipped my hat and said, "Good afternoon, ma'am"?
Hey, excuse me, if the captain will let me take over now.
No, Sergeant. I have a much better plan. You have this private report to me every evening this week in my office after duty hours. I think I can teach him the business of saluting so that he never forgets it. That's an order. Carry on.
Just think, Sergeant, she's gonna take a whole week just to teach me proper saluting. Ain't that nice of her?
Gomer, why are you wasting your time sprucing up? You'll be torn to shreds as soon as you get to her office.
Oh, quit joshing, Duke. She's a real nice lady, that lady captain.
Gomer, that's no lady. Do you know what they call her? Captain Iron Pants. Yeah, Captain Iron Pants.
Duke, you ought not call her that. It ain't respectful.
Well, that's what they call her all over.
Hey, Sergeant, sir. It's getting ready to go to my saluting lesson.
Well, you fix it up for yourself real good, boy. Pulling down night school duty. Now, you listen up and listen good. That woman is a captain. You say yes, Captain Martin, no, Captain Martin. Understand?
Yes, sir. Captain Martin. I don't care what nobody else calls her.
Huh?
Do you know what they call her on this base? And it ain't respectful, neither.
Corporal Peters.
Yes, Captain?
Do you type with a compact?
No, ma'am. But I'm meeting Sergeant Marshall after work, and it's just a few minutes before 17:30.
Those few minutes belong to this office. So if you wish to indulge in camouflage operations, don't do it here. Let me tell you something, Corporal. Those little feminine vanities do nothing to further a career in the service. In fact, I've found them a hindrance. Oh, excuse me, sir.
That's all right. You have those requisitions, Cap?
Yes, sir, right here.
I saw that business with Corporal Peters. Don't you think you're being a little rough on her?
No, sir, I don't. After all, we haven't secured for the night yet. And we are Marines working on a Marine base.
You're also women. I don't think it's so bad if Corporal Peters puts on a little makeup. She's just trying to win a different battle than you are.
Have a nice evening.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Private Gomer Pyle. You requested that I come here for some extra duty, so here I am.
Oh, yes. The hat tipper. Over here, Private. These cards list all the officers on the base. I want you to file them alphabetically in the lower drawer.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that you'll get in practice, whenever you come to a card with a woman officer on it, I want you to stand up and salute.
You mean salute card?
That's right. Oh, is that funny, Private? Does that strike you as funny?
No, ma'am.
All right, sit down and get to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I was always taught not to sit while a lady's standing. My mama taught me that.
I am a captain in the United States Marine Corps, and that is all I am to you.
Well, that's a lot, ma'am. That's a whole lot.
You bet it is. Now, get busy. When you finish with that, I have other duties for you. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am. Lieutenant James Parker. Captain Larry Brown. Oh, here's one. Captain Martha Bentley. Is that what you mean, ma'am?
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I'm holding a chair out for you, ma'am. That's another thing my mama taught me.
Private, listen. There are a lot of things you've learned in civilian life that do not always apply here. Now, common courtesies are fine, but chair pushing and hat tipping and other civilian niceties are unnecessary. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you trying to help me, Captain. But I hope you won't be too upset if it don't take right away. After all, my mama had over 20 years to drum all that into me.
Then we may just be here that long.
Good evening, ma'am.
Private, you're late.
I'm sure sorry about that. I was almost here when I remembered the sweets, and I had to run all the way back to the barracks to get them.
Sweets? Recruits aren't allowed candy. Where did you get it?
Oh, it ain't for me. It's for you, Captain. It's just an old chocolate bar. My cousin Gomer sent it to me in the mail. He didn't know we ain't supposed to have them. Thought you might like it.
Private Pyle, are you trying to bribe me with a candy bar?
Gosh, no, ma'am. It's just a tiny present's all. Ladies should get presents. Please take it.
Private, I've got a lot of work to do, and so do you. Suppose we get started.
Yes, ma'am. Captain, if you want to holler at me for being late, you just do that. Otherwise, the candy might really look like a bribe.
What?
What I'm trying to say is, it ain't really a bribe, and if you'll go ahead and holler, then I'll know you think of it as a present.
Never mind.
Just go ahead and holler, and that'll prove you don't think of it as a bribe.
That won't be necessary.
But, Captain, if you just...
Pyle, get busy cleaning this office now. Move it, move it, move it. Move it.
Yes, ma'am.
Private, what are you doing?
Sharpening these pencils like you asked, ma'am.
This may be a silly question, but why don't you use the pencil sharpener? What do you think that is? Now resharpen those, and on the double.
Ma'am?
What is it?
This here thing's a pencil sharpener. It ain't got no handle.
It's electric. You put the pencils in and they sharpen themselves.
You're pulling my leg, ma'am.
There.
Lord, what'll I think of next? Electric. Ain't that something?
Pyle, stop playing with that pencil sharpener.
Yes, ma'am. There you are, ma'am. There's the first one. That sure was fun. Too short?
Not for a golf tee, but it is too short for me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can see that now. A lady shouldn't use a stubby pencil. You might break your fingernails and ruin all that nice banana-smelling polish.
I don't have long fingernails, and I don't wear that nice banana-smelling polish.
That's right. You sure enough don't, ma'am. Could have swore you did. Maybe you ought to.
What?
Well, ma'am, you have such nice hands. Long fingernails and that red goo could make them even look that much nicer. Well, I'll go sharpen you some more pencils now. Sergeant, sir. I didn't see you.
Pyle, the rest of the people are on a rest period. What are you doing?
Just a little private policing, sir.
What's the matter? Don't you have enough to do between Captain Martin and myself?
Oh, yes, sir, but this is different. You see, I'm just looking for tinfoil.
Tinfoil?
Yes, sir, it's a surprise for Captain Martin.
You got to surprise Captain Martin with a ball of tinfoil?
Oh, no, sir. The tinfoil is just for the decoration. The real surprise is underneath that.
Carry on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Is that a new way to stand at attention?
No, ma'am. It's just that I know how ladies like to be surprised.
What?
I found them growing wild back yonder at the back gate. They're for you. Take them.
Oh, that's very nice, Private. But I'm afraid I don't have anything to keep them in, so I can't accept.
How's this?
What's that?
Homemade vase. Pretty, ain't they?
Yes, they are.
This here vase is just an old milk bottle I found back in the mess hall. I covered it in tinfoil on account I didn't think a vase ought to say low fat on it.
Thank you, Private.
You're welcome, ma'am. I think a lady should have pretty things on her desk.
All right, Private. May as well secure for the night. Check that window, will you?
Yes, ma'am. Shazam! Would you look at that moon? Boy, it'd sure be a great night for guys watching back home.
Private, finish up and you can shove off.
Yes, ma'am.
Gas watching?
Yes, ma'am. Back home, I used to work at this filling station. Whenever there'd be a shiny moon and I'd be working nights, I used to spill out a little gas on the concrete and watch the reflection that the moon made on it. All them shiny colors and runny lines.
I see.
Sometimes this girl I knew named Ida Carrington, she'd come over and sit with me, and we'd eat a bag of pine nuts together. We'd just sit there and look at all them runny lines and listen to old Lester Pruitt's hound dog baying away at the moon. Way off yonder, you could hear the whistle off the Nashville train passing through. Woo woo! And that's the only sound there'd be, except every once in a while Ida Carrington cracking open a pine nut with her teeth. I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to run off like that. I'm sure a lady like you's got a lot better memories of moonlit nights and chomping away at pine nuts and looking at guys. Well, I guess I'll shove off if the captain don't need nothing else.
No, that'll be all.
Well, see you tomorrow night, ma'am. Good night, Captain.
Off to your night of date with Captain Iron Pants?
I wish you'd stop calling her that.
Why?
Well, it ain't respectful, and she's a lady.
A lady? Oh, Gomer, look alive.
Well, she is, and she's a real nice lady, too.
You know what I bet, Gomer? I bet she's got a tattoo on her arm.
You know what, Duke? You ain't a gentleman is what?
Huh?
Talking that way about a lady. It's just crude talk.
Oh, come on.
It's true. It ain't nothing but crude talk.
Gomer, it's just too bad you're only a boot and she's a captain. Otherwise, you could take her out. You picture that, fellas? Gomer out dancing with Captain Iron Pants? She'd probably want to leave.
It's crude talk. It ain't nothing but crude talk. You're crude, Duke. You're awful crude. Good evening, Captain. I didn't hear you come in.
This is an office, Private, not a dance hall.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. It's just that whenever I hear any kind of music, my feet just naturally start moving. Before I know it, all of them is moving. Do you dance, ma'am?
I beg your pardon?
I said, do you dance?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
What?
I mean, 'cause dancing is just about the most fun there is once you get the hang of it.
Private, get on with your work.
Yes, ma'am. Captain?
What now?
I bet there are a lot of nice officers on this base that are just dying for you to learn.
Look here.
Like that Colonel Van Pale. I seen him through the officers' club window one night while I was on duty, and he was dancing with a girl not half as pretty as you.
Private, you may go back to your quarters now.
Yes, ma'am. Captain? If you'll excuse me for saying this, well, I know that you're a top-notch Marine, and you really work hard at it. But you was a lady before you was a Marine, and a mighty fine lady, too. So maybe, if you work a little at that, I mean, maybe...
Maybe my nickname wouldn't be Iron Pants?
Why, never. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, Captain.
Good night, sir.
Captain Martin.
Yes, sir.
That's very nice. Whatever it is you have on.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Good evening, ma'am. Well, don't you look nice, ma'am?
Thank you, Private.
Real nice. Well, what would you like for me to do this evening?
Private Pyle, you've completed your week of extra duty with me, you know. It won't be necessary for you to come back here anymore.
Oh, heck.
What?
Well, I was beginning to enjoy coming here every evening after chow, ma'am. And I'm gonna miss it's what. But don't you worry, I won't forget the lesson you wanted me to learn. I'll salute all officers, whether they're man or woman.
Good.
And next time you come passing by, I know just what I'll do. May I? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good, Private.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I don't reckon I'll be seeing much of you anymore, ma'am.
Goodbye, Private.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Private.
Ma'am?
There are hundreds of men on this base who salute me when I walk by. If you should forget and tip your hat instead when I pass, well, if no one else is around, I'll try not to notice.
Oh, don't you worry, ma'am. I won't never forget. Well, bye, ma'am.
All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's move it. Cut. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon, ma'am. As you were. All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's get this area cleaned up.
Something interesting catch your eye, Private?
Don't she look nice, Sergeant? Don't she look real nice?
Huh?
Captain Martin, don't she look nice? Bless her heart.
Pyle, that is a Marine captain you're looking at. That's all. A Marine captain.
Oh, yes, sir. She's a lady. She's a real fine lady. Shazam! Would you look at that shine? I can see my own reflection in it. You don't see your own reflection in it? Don't look at the laces, though. It'll make creases in your face.
All right, all you people. All of you over here. Drop whatever you're doing and listen up good. Now, I need a volunteer for a special detail. Headquarters has decided to add something new to battalion operations. They're requisitioning some dogs from the Army Canine Corps to be used on sentry duty. Now, these dogs are going to be shipped in here.
Dogs? You mean we're going to have dogs right here on the base?
I said, listen, don't talk.
Right, Sergeant. Dogs. How about that?
Pyle! Now, there are going to be 4 dogs in all, so we'll need 4 men to team up with them. Each platoon sergeant has been asked to pick a man from his own outfit, which is why I'm here. Well, anybody interested?
I am, Sergeant. I am.
Well, any volunteers?
I am, Sergeant. I'll be a volunteer.
Well, how about it? Johnson?
Sounds like a job right up my alley, Sergeant.
Okay, that's one. Is there another one?
Me, Sergeant. I'm another one. Please. Please.
All right. It's between Pyle and Johnson. The rest of you people, as you were. Have you had much experience with dogs?
Oh, yes, Sergeant. I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't have a dog. I've had 25 in all. Let's see, there was Nellie and Pepper and Gilmore and Chew-Chin.
Okay, Pyle.
Chew-Chin was a child.
Swell.
Then there was Champ. He was one of the first dogs I ever had. Talk about good-natured. Why, he wouldn't even scratch for fear of hurting the fleas.
That's very interesting.
Then there was Pyle. He was one of the finest retrievers that ever was. Oh, it was a thing of beauty to see him jump into an icy creek and swim across and fetch a duck. Pretty near broke my heart when he got too old to retrieve. I knew he was just about through, though, one day when he run up to the creek. He stuck his paw in the water to test the temperature. I think that's one of the saddest things in the world, when a good hunting dog is too old to retrieve anymore. Don't you think so, Sergeant?
Will you knock it off? How about you, Johnson? You had much experience with dogs?
Sure have, Sergeant. But I didn't have them just as house pets. I was a mule skinner, and I had them kind of rough dogs they have in this canine corps. Knew how to handle them, too. When they acted up, I gave it to them good.
You mean you whooped them?
Well, let's just say I had my ways. But when I gave them an order, those monsters listened.
Well, I never considered any dog I ever had a monster. Each one was a fine animal, and I give him his due respect. Why, I never would in the...
What is this, a dog debate? Now, look, Johnson, they're looking for dog partners, not lion tamers. Can you do the job or can't you?
Please, Sergeant, give me the chance. I'll make good. I promise you'll see.
Sergeant, I guarantee you I'll handle that dog the way you handle a platoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, with the old iron fist. Rah, rah, rah. Even when they do it right, you don't let them know.
Huh?
So they come to look at you as just a big, mean, ugly brute.
Pyle, ordinarily I wouldn't pick you for anything. It usually ends in disaster. But I got a feeling that you're right for this job. It's just a feeling.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I mean, you wouldn't exactly be a big, mean, ugly brute, would you?
Why, I never would.
Sergeant, I've got a lot more experience with these kind of dogs.
Johnson, who's doing the picking, you or the brute? Now, they'll be shipping in these dogs tomorrow morning. There'll be an instructor along to conduct the training. Just make sure you listen up good to exactly everything he says and do whatever he tells you.
Don't worry, Sergeant, I will.
See that you do. Now, I'm sticking my neck out picking you. Don't make me look bad.
I won't. And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry I took the job away from you, Johnson, but no hard feelings.
Well, let's see what happens when the dogs come.
there, Poochie, you old sweet thing.
Don't get too close to him. You're a little edgy from the trip.
I don't blame him. I'd be edgy, too, if I'd come all this way locked in a cage.
Hi, Sergeant Carter. Sergeant Myers. These are men who'll be working with the dogs? Right. I'm your training instructor. It'll be my job to teach you to take over the dogs.
Do we get to pick out the one we want? Can we do it now?
This ain't a pet shop window, Pyle, and you ain't picking out a puppy for your birthday. Now pipe down and listen.
First, I want to get these hounds settled down and used to their new surroundings. Let's meet in about an hour and get started.
Right.
We'll be there with bells on. See you later, you beautiful thing.
I told you not to get too close. These animals have been trained to attack strangers. Don't you understand?
We won't be strangers long. I'm gonna be a daddy to one of you.
When you get out of here. Go. These animals are already highly trained, qualified sentry dogs. Now it's just a matter of them getting used to their new partners. From now on, you and the dog you've selected will become inseparable. Only you will pet, feed, or otherwise handle your dogs. Now, these dogs have names which you will continue to use. This is Ripper. This is Mauler. This is Tiger. And this is Killer.
Mean names, awful mean.
Now, it's going to take a little time for your dog to get used to you and become your friend. To break the ice, I want each of you to move over to your dog real easy-like and stand beside him. Don't do anything else. Just stand.
There ain't no reason to be frightened. I'm just trying to get acquainted.
Now, slowly, real slowly, reach over and pet your dog. Don't do anything to startle him. That's okay. Don't let it throw you. Killer happens to be the toughest one in the bunch. It may take a little longer with him.
Well, that name of his ain't helping none. Every time you call him Killer, it only reminds him to stay mean.
Pyle, you might be glad someday he is mean. He might save your life against a saboteur or something. Okay, now try petting him again. Nice and easy like.
Lord, if he's this way with his master, I'd hate to think what he'd do to that saboteur.
Tail, halt!
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Pull on the leash harder. Force him down.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Sit.
He sure minds you a whole lot better than he does me.
Don't worry. He'll get used to you. He's a crack dog. He'll start obeying you real fast. Okay? Forward. March.
Father. Father. Come on. Father. Come on, Father.
Heel.
You're trying to embarrass me in front of everybody. You're doing a good job.
First man. Next man. Next. Next. Yank on the leash to get him started.
Come on. Come on, Killer. Come on, Killer. Killer, come on.
Pyle's sure having his troubles, huh, Sergeant?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd have had that hound buckled down within 5 minutes.
Who asked you? It's just the first day.
Right, Sergeant.
Detail. Halt. Okay, we'll hit it again tomorrow. Right now, get your dog in his cage and get him fed. Dismissed.
Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on. Get in. Get in now. Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on.
Pyle, are you sure you're going to be able to handle that dog?
Yes, Sergeant. It's just going to take a little time.
Well, there ain't going to be too much time. There's a lieutenant from the Canine Corps coming at the end of the week to check you guys out. Now, if you don't think you're going to be ready, say so right now, and I'll get Johnson to take over.
Johnson? Oh, please don't do that, Sergeant. He'd be mean to my dog.
Pyle, that might be the only way to handle this hound.
Don't worry. Me and him's gonna get along just fine, ain't we?
I don't know.
I'll get to him, I promise. Just give me a little more time, Sergeant.
Well, not too much more, because if there's no improvement, I'm gonna make the switch. I'm the one that's responsible, and I ain't staying out on that limb much longer.
It'll be all right, Sergeant. I just know it will. You hear that? If you don't start cooperating pretty soon, you're gonna end up with Buck Johnson as your partner. You know, I ought to be mad at you for the way you behaved today, but I ain't. I forgive you. I know it was just your first day and you was kind of upset. That's it. Get it all out of your system. If there's something eating at you, there ain't nothing worse than keeping it inside. I know, you're in a strange place, and you're tired and you're hungry. Well, I'll go get you dinner, then we'll have us a long talk and really get acquainted. How about that? Come on, jump. Come on, please, jump. Come on, Killer. Come on, jump.
What happens when a boy does a man's job? I tell you, the only way to handle these monsters is to...
Yeah, I know. You know we grew. Trouble, you want to watch this? Just watch me come outside.
Let's try to make as good a showing as we can at the inspection. That's all for now. Dismiss.
Oh, Pyle. Well, you're doing much better.
Thank you, Sergeant. I told you all I needed was a little time to get squared away.
Yeah, well, keep it up, huh?
Then you're not going to let Johnson take my dog?
What for? You're doing all right.
Well, thank you a lot, Sergeant, for having faith in me. I won't let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for his brushing. Limley really looks forward to that.
Limley?
Gilbert. Come on, boy. Feels good, don't it? Tell the truth now. Don't you feel a whole lot better since you've learned to relax? You can defend your country and still have a happy life at the same time. Smile, Limley Gilbert, smile. Hey, Sergeant Carter. Say hey to the sergeant. Give him some sugar.
Quit it! What does he think he's doing? Get him off of me! Get him off of me!
He likes you. He wouldn't lick your face if he didn't like you.
I don't like dogs licking my face.
That's the only way they can show affection. They can't shake hands like human beings, so they do it with licking.
Well, how come he's so affectionate in the first place? I thought these hounds were supposed to be suspicious of strangers.
Well, you're no stranger, for heaven's sakes. He's seen you around, he likes you. He's just one of them great dogs that's blessed with a good nature.
This ain't the way he was when he first came here. He was one of the roughest dogs in the bunch.
Oh, he still is when he's on duty. But when he's off duty, he likes to relax and have fun just like the rest of us.
Well, just make sure he don't get too relaxed. I'm counting on you to make a good showing in that inspection.
Oh, don't you worry about this feller, Sergeant. Just between you and me, he's the best dog of the bunch. Maybe I'm prejudiced, him being mine and all, but that's the way I feel. You're the best darn dog in the whole world, and Gomer loves you. Well, I'll see you later, Sergeant. I got to go give him a bath. He's not only going to be the best dog in that inspection, but he's going to be the sweetest smelling. Come on, honey. Let's go rub-a-dub in the tub. Come on.
Teamwork, Lieutenant. You've brought us some fine dogs there.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is the real test of their ability, sir. A demonstration of their alertness and aggressiveness when confronted by an enemy.
I see what you mean. Good. Good.
Watch this one, sir. This is Killer, one of the best we have.
Get up now. You're on duty. Get up. No, get up. You're on duty now. You ain't off duty. No, you can't do that now. I can't do your tum-tum now. The colonel and everybody's watching. Get up. Attack. Killer, get up.
Sergeant Myers, just what is going on here? I don't know, sir. Who was in charge of that dog? This man, sir. Private, what have you done to that dog?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing, huh? I'll tell you what you've done, boy. You have taken a powerful, aggressive animal and turned him into a pussycat. This dog was a perfect specimen when he came here. He was trained to defend and attack. Look at him now. He's a pussycat. Slobbering hound off of me. You have ruined him, that's what you've done. Ruined him. He is washed up as a sentry dog. You understand that, Sergeant?
Shall we take him to the kennels for retraining, sir?
Retraining? What for? He's finished. The only thing he's good for now is the dog pound. Get him out of here.
Yes, sir.
Dog pound? You mean you're going to send him to the dog pound?
That's right, Private.
Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful, sir, but you'd be making a terrible mistake to send this animal to the pound. He's a fine dog. I don't care what you say. A dog don't have to be a vicious beast every minute he's in the canine corps.
Excuse me, sir, with your permission. While that happens to be an officer you're talking to, you knucklehead, didn't you learn the first thing about military courtesy, or you want to go to the brig and learn some more? Well, didn't you, huh? Did you?
Hold him! Hold that dog!
Come back now. Stop that.
Do you agree now, Private, that the only place for this dog is the pound? It's very obvious you have lost complete control of this animal.
I wouldn't say that, Lieutenant. I'd say the dog handles himself quite well.
Sir?
The minute he sensed his master being threatened, he jumped to his defense. That's what he's trained to do, isn't it?
That's right, sir, but the dog is unfit for sentry duty. He failed to respond when he himself was being attacked. Sir, the dog is unfit.
That may be so, but isn't it lucky you discovered it now, rather than later during some crucial test?
Sir?
Well, if the dog is a pussycat, as you said, he probably had within him the makings of a pussycat all along. The private here only managed to bring that out.
But, sir...
I think you should be thankful to the private for uncovering it now, rather than having the enemy do it later.
Well, yes, sir, but...
I don't feel the only thing left for this dog is the pound. If you don't want him, I know someone who does. Colonel Swanson. He is a youngster who'd probably appreciate a fine companion like this. He might enjoy this pussycat.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful, sir. Did you hear that, boy? You ain't gonna go to no pound after all. You're gonna be in a fine home, a colonel's home. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And, sir, do you think it'd be all right if I come over and visit the dog every once in a while?
I suppose so.
Wonderful, sweetie. I'm gonna get to come and visit you, and we can play all of our favorite games. Hide and seek, and fetch the stick, and run, sheep, run. And every now and then they're gonna let me brush you, and I can do your tum-tum. He just loves it when I do his tum-tum. Don't you, Linda Gilbert?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I already am.
Remember, boy, it's Saturday. Them requisitions got to be over at supply before noon.
Don't worry about a thing, Sarge. Just have yourself a nice, relaxed weekend of fishing. Everything here will be fine.
So long, Sergeant, and I hope you catch one that big.
Well, are they on vacation? What's with them all playing?
Well, they're on liberty, Vince. I guess they'd rather fool around than take off.
Yeah. Well, most important of all, keep your eye on my car every minute. Make sure this idiot doesn't scrape me when he pulls out.
I got it. I'm sorry, Sergeant. I guess I got flung too hard.
You guys denting my hood, I'm gonna dent your skulls.
Don't worry, Sergeant. It's just an old soft tennis ball.
Beat it. What is this, a playground?
Well, we are on liberty, and we...
Then get out of here before I give you something to do. Go on, blow. Now, look. Keep the key in the desk. If the sun gets too hot, move the car over to the other lot where it's shadier. And don't forget to wipe your feet before you get in.
Hey, Sergeant. If you'd like me to, I'll wash your car for you while you're gone.
Are you still here?
Can I wash it, can I?
You don't need washing.
Well, it's bound to get dusty, and I could just take a rag and whoosh over it.
No!
But it'd be no trouble at all. Besides, we're on cleaning detail anyhow, and the car
cleaning detail? Why aren't you cleaning the duty hut?
We did.
Do it again.
Well, all right, Sergeant. I hope you have a good time, and I hope you catch a fish that...
Now! Don't forget them requisitions. You gotta fill out the morning report and the furlough papers for Medwin. And don't forget to tell Sergeant Singer.
I've got to get over to supply. You guys stay with it and grab the phone if it rings.
Right, Corporal.
If you hadn't opened your big mouth, Gomer, we wouldn't be doing this again.
Well, I don't mind you. You do a job the second time, and you see how far from perfect it really is. Duty Hut, PFC Gomer Pyle speaking. Hey, Miss Bunny. How are you? No, Sergeant Carter's not here. He's gone off for a wonderful weekend of fishing.
He's gone off fishing? But he can't. He's got all the things I collected for the charity bazaar right in the trunk of his car. He was supposed to deliver them this morning.
Well, Miss Bunny, the car's right here.
Oh, what good is that gonna do me? And after I knocked myself out collecting stuff from every house and store in the neighborhood.
Well, he'll be back Monday, and I'm sure he'll call you first thing.
Yeah? Well, I'm not so sure I'll be here for his call, Monday or the day after.
Now, wait a minute, Miss Bunny. You say the things are in the sergeant's car? Well, he left the key here. I heard him tell Corporal Boyle. Yeah, here it is. And they're supposed to be delivered where? To the corner at 4th and Main. Oh, yeah, I know that building. In the basement, you say.
Oh, if you can do this, I can't tell you what a lifesaver you'll be.
And don't you worry, Miss Bunny. All those things will get there right on time. Absolutely. You just leave it to me.
Gomer, what are you going to do?
I'm going to take the sergeant's car and deliver those things to the rummage sale.
Gomer, no.
Well, it's for a good cause, Duke. And Sergeant Carter did promise Miss Bunny, and she's his best girl, and he wouldn't want her mad at him. I know in a case like this, he'd want me to drive his car.
Drive it, Gomer. He won't even let you wash it. No, Gomer, wait a minute. You're not serious this time. Oh, no, this is the craziest thing you've ever done. You can't be serious. Think, Gomer, think. This is the sergeant's car. You're taking his car in without his permission.
But, Duke, I'm doing it for him. I'm not just taking this car for my own pleasure. Now, stop worrying.
Well, I am worried. This is the way it always starts. Somebody gets into trouble, you've got to help them. Mr. Fix-It. You always got to go around helping
Boy,
people.
you sure got a lot of nice donations, didn't you? Look
Gomer.
at that. Candlesticks and silverware and teapots.
Gomer, listen to me. Please don't do it. Please do not take the car.
You'll see, Duke. When Sergeant Carter gets back and hears about this, he'll shake my hand.
Oh, yeah, he'll shake your hand, all right. He'll shake your hand until it comes off. Gomer, this is dynamite.
I'm all set now. It won't take me but a minute to change my uniform.
Gomer, you're making a mistake taking the car. What if something happens?
Nothing's gonna happen. I'll be there and back before you know it.
Company B, PFC Slater. Oh, hi, Corporal Boyle. Fine. Everything's fine. Oh, you'll be stuck over at Supply a little longer? Yeah, well, there's no problem here. It's been real quiet the last hour or so. Everything quiet and under control. Well, hi, Gome. Huh? Oh, Pyle just walked in. He went over to pick up some polish. Okay. What happened? Did you deliver the stuff?
Well, Duke.
What's that?
It's the car key.
Where's the car?
I couldn't help it, Duke. It was just a little accident.
Accident? Accident? Is that what you said, Gomer? An accident? Tell me about it. Everything.
Well, I don't remember everything. I guess it'll all be in the lawyer's letter.
Lawyer's letter?
That's what the police said.
Police?
Yeah, they were there to keep the crowd back.
Crowd?
There's always a crowd.
Oh. All right. Now start all over. Exactly what happened?
Well, I couldn't get the brakes to work, and I went through a red light.
You did?
It was on the back of a truck. There was hardly any damage to the truck. The car's a mess.
Oh. Where did it happen?
Well, at the corner where Canyon and Beacon meet.
Canyon and Beacon? Canyon and Beacon don't meet. There's a fence there. Canyon's not a through street.
It is now. But it really wasn't my fault, Duke. I was going down this hill, and I went to put on the brakes, and there wasn't any. And there was this truck there. I just couldn't help it.
Did I tell you? Can you imagine what's going to happen around here Monday morning when Carter gets back? And you're not going to be the only one that's going to catch it. I'm going to get it, too.
Well, why you, Duke?
Why? Because I didn't stop you. I was right here, and I didn't stop you.
But you had nothing to do with it, Duke. It was all my idea.
Gomer, that won't be good enough for the Sarge. He'll want to know why I didn't take a rifle and stop you, or why I didn't throw myself under the wheels of the car. Oh, Monday's going to be a great day, all right. I can just hear the sergeant. He's going to come out and... Wait a minute. Monday? The Sarge is not due back till Monday. We still have a chance if we can get the car fixed before then. Where is it?
Well, the tow truck took it to the garage.
All right. Get over there and tell them to work day and night if they have to, but that car's got to be fixed right away. Now, look. Go tell them at the garage to fix it and get it back here real early Monday. With any luck, Carter may never know a thing. And give me that key. Now, come on, get going.
While inside? What's the matter with you?
Nothing, Sarge. Nothing at all. Corporal Boyle's over at Supply. What are you doing back, Sarge?
I remembered something I had to do.
But you're definitely leaving, right?
Yeah, I'm leaving. What are you so anxious for, Slater?
Anxious? Me? Oh, I'm not anxious. I just hate to see you get a late start on your weekend, that's all.
Well, forget about it. Who moved my car?
What car?
The car parked in the lot, chart ahead. What car? My car.
Isn't it there?
If it was there, would I be asking you, where is it?
Well, no need to get upset, Sarge. It'll turn up. Whoever took it's bound to bring it back.
What do you mean, took it?
Well, maybe you mislaid it.
Mislaid? A car?
Happens.
The car was definitely there. You saw it.
Well, maybe somebody took it by mistake. Yeah, that's it, an honest mistake. It's possible. You know cars, they all look alike.
Just get over to the barracks and see if anyone there's seen it. Go on. Come on, move.
Vince, what are you doing back?
You move my car?
No, I just put the keys in the desk. Why, anything wrong?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I almost drove off and forgot I got a whole trunk full of stuff to deliver some charity bazaar for Bunny. Boy, she'd really have me in my head if I'd have gone off and forgotten it. You say you left the key in the desk?
Top drawer. I put it there right after you left.
Still here.
Well, what's up?
My car's gone.
Your car's gone and the key's still here?
You didn't move it. The key's here. Then why would my car be... It's stolen.
Stolen?
Sure. Yeah. If you were a crook and came on the base, which car would you take, huh? Persky's, Denov's? No, you'd steal the best one, mine. It all adds up. The crook jumped the wires and just took off. And with all that stuff of Bunny's in the trunk.
What are you doing?
You'll see. Give me the police.
Look, Vince, don't you think you ought to wait a little
For
bit?
what? Give the crook more time to get away? This way they may nab him before he gets out of town. Let the police get right on it. Hello, police? I want to report a stolen car.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. Yeah, you really did it. Boy, how come you didn't get hurt? Boy, you bang up a car like this and you usually don't walk away from it.
Well, I don't understand it. I just don't understand what happened to the brakes.
Are you sure you're okay? Maybe you got a concussion. You sound like you got a concussion.
No, I'm all right, but what about the car?
Oh, boy, you did it. You really did it.
But it was just an ordinary collision.
Maybe for you ordinary, but for us, it ain't every day we have to fish knives and forks out of a transmission.
I was delivering some silverware.
Oh, boy, you did it. Look at here. Look. There, it was hanging by a thread. We'll have to have a new one.
Oh, my.
See, this will take about 4 or 5 days.
But I've got to have it back no later than Monday morning. It's a matter of life or death.
Look, kid, you have any idea how much labor goes into a job like this? Take a guess how many guys are going to be working on this car.
Well,
No, go ahead. Take a guess.
But
And it's Saturday. The parts places are all closed.
Well, what am I going to do? Monday's my deadline.
You too? Here's a deadline. There's a deadline. Everybody's got a deadline. Do you know how many cars I got piled up with a deadline? Take a guess how many cars I got piled up with deadlines.
Well,
No, go ahead. Take a guess.
I don't know, and I wouldn't ask you to do this unless it was an emergency, but I've just got to have that car back. It's very important. Please, sir.
Well, seeing as you're a serviceman and all, and if I put a full crew on and ask the others to do it as a special favor, okay, kid, you'll have it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
That's going to take a little bit of doing,
Hey,
but...
Charlie.
Oh, hiya, Fred. What's cooking?
Got a report on a stolen car. We're checking all the garages in case they try to get a quick paint job. Oh, you in the middle of something?
Oh, no, that's all right. Go ahead. That's more important. A stolen car.
Yeah, belongs to a Marine, too.
A Marine? Well, ain't that a shame?
Well, kid, we'll get to work on this right away. Here's my card. You better take a few.
Okay, I'll get the rest of the things out of the car.
Okay. What kind of a car was it, Fred?
Well, it's a two-tone 59 Dodge sedan, license JIE 137.
Well, I hope you catch the crook.
I think I just did.
So it was all a mistake, huh?
Yes, sir. It was just a little mix-up, and if you'll let me call Miss Bunny Olson, she'll tell you.
Okay, we'll get to her all right, but first you. Let's start from the beginning. All right, you woke up this morning, went to your wallet, and it was empty.
I don't have a wallet. It makes the pockets bulge. It ruins the look of a uniform. See how flat this is? So with this back here, you know where I keep my money? Right there.
Very good. Still, it would be nice to have that sock full of money, wouldn't it? Sure. You look at the fellas on the outside living it up, and of course, paying the service isn't really enough.
Pays fine, Sergeant. $97.50 a month. Fact is, I saved most of my salary.
Then how do you explain the stolen car?
I told you I didn't steal it. I was just using it.
You was just using it.
To help out Miss Bunny. Why can't we call her?
But the owner of this car is a Sergeant Vincent Carter.
I was helping him out, too.
Oh, that's wonderful. What this world needs is more people to help others like this. Let's see what he's got in the bag.
Sergeant, if you listen for just a minute, I can explain the whole thing. I never stole anything in my whole life. You can ask any of my buddies. If it's one thing I respect, it's other people's property.
Just using it.
No, sir. You see, all this was going to be sold. You can ask Miss Bunny. She's the one that got all these things.
She did, huh?
Uh-huh. Would you believe that Miss Bunny got something from most every house and shop in this town?
That's so.
Yes, sir. She's a real hard worker, night and day.
Where do we find this Bunny?
Miss Bunny Olson, 341 Riverdale Avenue. She can straighten this whole thing out right away.
Okay, pick her up. Now, she's got to be the brains of this mob.
Mob? But, Sergeant, you don't understand.
Sit down.
But...
Sit down.
Relax, Vince.
Relax. I'll relax when I get my car back. I don't understand you, Boyle. I asked you to watch my car, didn't I?
I couldn't watch it every second, Vince. I had work to do.
Well?
No trace of it, Sarge.
Did you check the front gate?
Well, no,
I can't trust you to do anything, Slater. Boyle, do me a favor, will you?
Sure thing, Vince.
Oh.
Sarge, I don't think it was stolen. Why don't you just forget about it and go on your fishing trip? And I'm sure it'll be back no later than Monday morning, just like it was when you left it.
You'll forgive me if I don't share your confidence. Forget about it, he says. It was right out there where everybody could see it. Get that, will you?
Company B, PFC Slater. That's right. What? You found the car? That's impossible.
They found it? Where? The boy, those police sure work fast.
You told the police, Sarge?
Naturally, I told the police. Who do you think you're talking to?
Is this the police? You say you caught the guy who did it?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, Sarge is here. Tell him what?
What? Tell me what?
The suspect says he was just borrowing the car.
Tell him it's a likely story.
He says it's a likely story. Now they want to know if you're sure it was stolen.
What else? Of course it was stolen. Positively and definitely.
He says maybe.
Give me that. Hello, this is Sergeant Carter. Yeah? Good. I'll be right down to press charges. I want whoever's responsible for this behind bars. Right.
Sarge, can I go with you?
Sure, come on. Watch a creep get the book thrown at him.
Sarge?
Huh?
Why don't you sit down over there? You're kind of upset. I'll go check and find out if there's
I'll do my own check. I'm not upset. I just want to get my hands on the guy who took my car. Now, where do we find out where they're holding him? Officer.
For the 100th time, we haven't done anything wrong. This is ridiculous.
Lady, let me see if I follow you. These were in a car that don't belong to you. He took the car and it don't belong to him. Now, this stuff came from every house and store in town, but nothing was stolen.
Now you've got it.
These are donations for a charity bazaar, and he borrowed the car to deliver them.
Dude. Boy, am I glad to see you.
Bunny, what are you doing here?
They're holding us. They think we stole the car.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, boy, what a mess. I gotta get you out of here, and fast.
Sergeant, he can explain it all to you.
How did you get in here? And how can you explain it all?
You can let these people go, officer. It's all a mix-up. The car wasn't stolen at all.
Oh, the car wasn't stolen.
No, I just let him borrow it.
See, I told you, Sergeant.
Oh, then you're the owner of the car, huh?
Oh, not exactly. I just let him have the key.
You don't own the car, but you had the key, and you let him borrow it.
Right.
And the car wasn't stolen?
No.
Then why did the owner, Sergeant Carter, report it?
Carter? He reported it stolen?
Yeah.
I'll kill him!
Where did I find Sergeant Welbeck? Slater, what did you... Pyle, Bunny,
Don't you speak to me.
What did I do? What? What's going on here?
Look, Sergeant, there seems to be a little confusion about this car of yours. Now, let's clear it up. Was the car stolen or wasn't it?
Of course it was stolen. And before we go any further, I have a request. I'd like 2 minutes alone with a thief. Where is he?
Right there.
Huh?
Hey, Sergeant.
Pyle? He took it?
Yeah. Now, sign this form pressing charges.
Pressing charges? Oh, no, I don't want him in jail. I'm not going to let him off that easy. When I get my hands on...
You be quiet and listen.
Huh?
He didn't steal anything. He was doing you a favor.
Miss Bunny called and told me how you were supposed to deliver all these things over to her place.
He was doing your job. He was afraid I'd be angry with you. This whole thing would never have happened if you'd have delivered those things like you promised.
Well, you can't blame me for being upset. It's my car. You had no right taking it without my permission.
Oh, you don't appreciate anything that's done for you.
I don't appreciate. What do you mean I don't?
If you were in that
Wait a minute! Are you gonna press charges or aren't you?
Well, I guess not. After all, there was no harm really done.
No. Have you seen your car yet?
No, why?
Gomer, why don't you grab a bag here? We better hurry, Sarge. You're gonna be late.
Where's my car?
Come on.
Where's my
Let's
car?
go, you guys. Come on, Bunny.
Where's
Come on, Sarge.
Where's my car?
Everybody ready to go? Okay.
It was nice meeting you.
My car.
Taxi!
Where's my car?
Taxi!
What are you calling a taxi for? Where's my car?
Oh, why am I calling a taxi? Well, your car's over police lockup, Sarge, and with all that red tape, it'll take hours for you to get it out, and I don't want you to be late meeting Kowalski.
And you know what else? You owe us all an apology, especially Gomer.
An apology?
Yeah, for getting us into this mess by calling the police.
My car was missing. What would you do? Okay, so I know my car is all right and everything's fine.
Some apology.
Well, all's well that ends well, right, Sergeant? Oh, Pyle. Hey there. Hey, Duke, it's the mechanic.
What mechanic?
Pyle, I was in the station to find out if it's okay to go ahead and fix the car.
Fix a car? What car you fixing?
Let's go, Sarge. We're gonna be late.
Wait a minute. What car?
It's no use, Duke. We should have told the sergeant the truth in the first place. There was a little accident, Sergeant, and that's the reason that your car's not here.
An accident? My car?
We wanted to get it fixed up good as new before you got back.
How much is the damage?
Guess. Take a little guess how much.
Look,
No, go ahead. Guess.
A new fender? Headlights? Bumper? Radiator? Windshield?
I couldn't help it, Sergeant. The brakes give out.
Well, there was a leak in the hydraulic system. The fitting fell off, and it went just like that. You know, it's a good thing he was going slow. If somebody was speeding in that car, could have been bad. Could have got killed. So considering everything, I think you got off pretty easy. It'll all come to about $350. You got insurance?
Yeah, I got insurance. How about you, Pyle? You got insurance?
Well, I don't have a car.
I mean life insurance. Because when I get through with you, you're going to be in worse shape than the car. I'm going to take you...
Vance! Didn't you hear what the man said? If you'd have been driving, you could have gotten killed.
Did you hear how much it's going to cost?
Did you hear what else he said? Killed, Vince. Killed.
$350.
Killed. Gomer saved your life. On top of trying to do you a favor, he saved your life.
Well, what are we standing around for? I got a 3 o'clock date with Kowalski. Come on, let's get going.
Huh? Guess how long it's going to take to fix your car, Sergeant? Go ahead, take a guess. Go on, take a guess.
Say, how'd the weekend go?
Great, great. My car been delivered yet?
Pyle went to pick it up an hour ago.
Pyle? I thought the mechanic was gonna bring it back.
Well, he phoned. He was shorthanded this morning, so Pyle went to pick it up. He should be back any minute.
Oh.
So, you had a good time in spite of everything, huh?
Yeah, the two of us went way up. Trash cans fell off the truck. It's Pyle. He's back.
Well, there she is, Sergeant. Good as new.
Yeah, good as new.
I'm sorry it took me so long, but I drove real slow and real careful like. I hope you wasn't worried.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Pyle. I was a little. I always get a little nervous when somebody else is driving my car. Come on, get out, Pyle. Let me park.
Oh, I can park it.
No, Pyle. You better let me. Nobody can handle this baby like I can. Yes, sir.
Well, let's leave him alone.
Fitz? A damsel in distress. And in order to preserve the image of the courteous Marine, I think it's only right that I should help.
Okay, but hurry up, will you? Hey, we'll wait for you.
Are you kidding? You're on your own, fellas. Sergeant Carter's now going on reconnaissance alone. See you tomorrow.
Have a ball,
Hi. Can I give you a hand?
Oh, thank you. Sergeant,
Carter. Vince Carter.
Betty Ann Brewster.
Nice to meet you. What happened?
Well, I don't know. I stopped to pick some flowers for my mother, and the car just wouldn't start again.
Well, I guess my horoscope was right. It said this day should bring you unexpected opportunity to pursue your hobby.
What's your hobby? Cars?
Girls. Well, let's take a look, huh? Maybe your oil filter's clogged. No, it ain't.
Oh, Sergeant, I'm so sorry.
Well, that's okay. I'll get a new one in town.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I insist that you come to my house and I'll wash it for you.
Huh? But it'll take so long to dry.
Well, then we'll just have to sit there together until it does.
Let me get this thing fixed.
Well, thank you. And in the meantime, I'll just go and pick some more flowers.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, ma'am. Can I give you a hand?
Well, thank you, but that nice gentleman was kind enough to stop and help me.
Hey, buddy, can I give you a hand?
Huh?
Well, I'll be. Hey, Sergeant.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way into town, and I just thought I'd stop and help.
Look, Pyle,
Oh, looky there. You got a spot on your shirt.
All right, get moving, Pyle. On your way, move it. I think your trouble is your distributor. I'll have it fixed in a second.
That ain't the distributor. That's the generator. Distributor's over there.
Get lost, Pyle. Get lost. It ain't the distributor, miss.
Oh, there it is. I see the trouble.
What? What is it?
Well, back home, when one feller finds the trouble, he gives the letter it starts with, and then the other feller has to guess. The letter's S.
Well, I haven't got time for games.
I should have said ASP. It's 2 words.
What is it?
You give up already?
Pyle.
Well, first word's spark. You know what the P stands for? Plug. Spark plug, you get it?
That's it, Pyle. Just fix it.
Yes, sir. You can get in the car, miss. It'll be fixed in just a jiffy. You see, what happened, miss, is them little rubber caps popped off your spark plugs. I never have seen that happen before by accident. Usually you have to give them things a pretty good tug to get them off. But I guess if you hang around cars long enough, you're bound to see everything.
All right, Pyle, get a move on.
Yes, sir. I just snapped these little rubber caps right back on. First time I ever seen anything like this happen by accident. Give her a try now, ma'am.
Thank you, Pyle. Look, I'm sorry we can't give you a lift into town, but you know how these little cars are. They only seat 2 people.
Oh, that's all right. Walk will do me good anyways.
I'm sorry I can't take both of you, but since this is the young man who fixed the car, it's only fair that I take him. Get in, Private.
You can sit in my lap if you want to, Sergeant.
Oh, that was a sweet thing for you to do, son. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking care of my little girl like that. She's all I've got.
If you don't mind my saying so, ma'am, she may be all you've got, but what you got sure is fine.
I think so. Oh, now, Gomer, your hands must be dirty from fixing that car, so why don't you go and wash up? Now, there's a fresh towel right next to the window.
Yes, ma'am. Mechanics' hands are always dirty. The only time Wally's hands were ever clean was on Sunday. You could still tell he was a mechanic because of his fingernails.
Oh, right over here, Gomer. There. Well?
Oh, he's perfect.
Have I ever picked a wrong one yet?
No, but we gotta be careful, very careful.
Now, don't worry. I just wish we had 10 Gomers.
Oh, and I hope he's as dumb as that sailor we had in Norfolk.
Mom, next to Gomer, that sailor was Albert Einstein.
He sounds too good to be true.
Believe me, my only problem was choosing between Gomer and the sergeant who stopped to help me. He ran Gomer a pretty close second.
Ma'am?
Well, what is it, Gomer?
Ma'am, I just made a terrible mistake.
Well, what happened?
Well, you remember you told me that the towel was right by the window?
Yes.
Well, before I realized it wasn't the towel, I dried my hands on the curtains.
He's perfect. Just perfect.
What?
Oh, well, I was just telling Betty Ann how perfectly wonderful you were to help her. And I told Betty Ann that I insist that you stay for dinner.
Well, I don't know where I ought to do that.
Please, Gomer, please say you'll stay.
You mean a regular dinner where you sit down at the table and everything?
Just the 3 of us. Just one little happy family.
Ma'am, you're making my eyeballs puddle up.
Will you stay?
Will I?
Oh, good. And Gomer, don't call me ma'am. Call me Mom.
Okay. Mom?
Oh, thank you, son. And I'm going to cook you the finest meal you ever ate. Candied yams and noodle pudding, hominy grits, and my specialty, chicken and dumplings cooked in sherry wine. Oh, my. I just remembered I'm fresh out of cooking sherry. Gomer, dear, will you do me a favor?
Sure, anything, ma'am.
Mom.
Mom?
Well, would you mind going to the spirit store?
Spirit store?
Well, I just hate to say the word liquor.
You are a good woman. Just tell me what you want and I'll get it for you.
Oh, fine. Now, I'll just write down the kind to get. It's a special kind. And I'm going to put in a check for the man at the store to cash. He does that for me.
Betty Ann, you sure are a lucky girl. She's the sweetest mom I ever met.
She certainly is.
Well, here you are, son. Now, you just hand this to the man at the store, and he'll give you what I want. And remember, he'll be giving you a little money to bring back for the check I put in there.
Okay. Mom, just tell me where that store's at.
Oh, I'm going to drive you there, Gomer, and wait for you.
Good. We'll see you later, Mom.
Oh, he's just perfect.
Good afternoon. May I help you?
Say, you got just about everything in here, hadn't you?
Yes, sir. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, it's all wrote down here in the note, exactly. Do you understand the note all right? Are you sure all the money's there? Glad I asked. I wouldn't want no mistakes. Much obliged, buddy. Ma'am, that's the best tasting apple pie I've had since I left home.
Oh, thank you, Gomer, but that's sweet of you to say.
I mean it.
Well, Gomer, we'd like you to come for dinner whenever you can.
Gosh, I just don't have the words to express my appreciation.
Well, you don't have to, Gomer. You've been ever so helpful already.
Why, it's been my privilege. I just wish there's more I could do for you.
Well, I'm sure you two children don't need an old lady. So I'm just going to mosey off to bed. Oh, Betty Ann, will you bring me that? Think me awfully silly, Gomer, but I ran out of cooking sherry again.
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I'll be glad to go get you some.
I knew you would. Oh, you are such a dear boy. Well, I wrote down exactly what I want. So you just hand this envelope to the clerk. Like you did yesterday.
I like shopping like this. You can't forget nothing.
Oh, did you put the check in the envelope, Mother?
Oh, yes, dear. Oh, those darling Boy Scouts were around this morning for a donation, and I gave them all my cash. So, Gomer, you make sure the clerk gives you the change.
Oh, he will, ma'am. He's a real friendly feller.
Oh, we're going to a different liquor store today, Gomer. One on Fairview Street. The man isn't doing too well, and Mother thinks we ought to give him the business.
Oh, you are two of the most kindly people I've ever known. I hope them storekeepers appreciate what you're doing for them.
Off you go.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey there, buddy. How things going?
Sort of quiet.
Well, this ought to brighten up your day some.
Hey, you guys see this? Marine bandit strikes again. Hey, how about that guy? He knocked off another liquor store. How do you figure? You think he's a real Marine? Nah, he wouldn't wear his uniform. He'd have to be an idiot.
No, sir. No real Marine would do anything like that. Why, that'd be a disgrace to the whole corps. That's what it'd be.
You people that are going on liberty, make sure you're squared away.
All set, Sarge.
Take off.
Let's go, guys.
What is that?
Stout-hearted men.
What?
Stout-hearted men. That's the name of the new hair tonic I'm using. The radio announcer says it has that clean, masculine aroma.
You wouldn't by any chance have another date?
Yes, sir. Oh, you remember Betty Ann, the girl that popped her plug. She had that little bitty car, and she had room for me, and she didn't have room for you.
I remember.
Ain't life funny, Sergeant? If you'd fix Betty Ann's car instead of me, you'd be the one going in for dinner in the evening. I tell you, life sure is funny.
Get out of here.
Now, the store's right over there. Gomer, are you sure you have the note?
You betcha I have.
Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant, what you doing here?
I've been looking all over for you.
You have? Is something the matter?
You gotta get back to the base. Hi, Betty Ann.
Hello, Sergeant.
But why, sir?
I never saw anyone leave his bunk in such a mess. The hospital corners on your bunk were a disgrace.
They were?
Pyle, you'd better get back before the duty officer checks the barracks, or he'll really lay you out. If you hurry, you can probably just make it.
But I gotta pick up something for Betty Ann's mom.
Please, it won't take very long, Sergeant.
Well, how about I do it? He's got to get back.
Well,
any little errand he can run, I can run.
well, I suppose so. I guess it'll be all right.
Well, it's that store right there, Sergeant, and you just give the clerk this note, and he'll give you a bottle of cooking sherry, and there's a check in there he'll cash for you.
It's all in the note.
Okay. Now, you get to the bus station and get the first bus back to the base. I hope you beat the duty officer.
Don't worry, Sergeant, I will. And thank you for warning me. Bye, Miss Betty Ann. I got to get back to the base now, but the Sergeant Carter here will take over real fine for me.
Get the car started, honey. I'll be right back.
Good afternoon, Sergeant. You certainly seem happy today.
You'd be happy, too, if you were in my shoes. Here, it's all in the envelope. And make it snappy, I got a lot of lost time to make up for.
I know exactly what you mean.
Come on, I ain't got all night. Move it.
Hi, Mom. Oh, hello, dear. Dinner's almost ready. Go. What happened to Gomer?
Well, he had to go back to the base. This is Sergeant Carter, who was nice enough to fill in for Gomer.
Hi, Mom. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant. Now, you just make yourself at home, and we'll be back in a minute.
I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, what happened? Why did Gomer leave?
Oh, he's so stupid he can't even make his bed right. They sent him back to camp.
Oh, I'm afraid of this one. A private, okay. But this one's a sergeant. They're smarter.
Oh, not this one. He's the one I was telling you about. He was with Gomer that first day. Besides, he already pulled our job for us. Look, it's our biggest haul yet.
Special news bulletin we gave you a few minutes ago. The Marine Bandit has struck again. For the third time in as many days, a liquor store was victimized by this daring bandit. Today, the scene of the crime was Harry's liquor store on Jefferson Avenue.
Hey, did you hear that? Marine Bandit just hit the liquor store we were in.
This time, the bandit wore the uniform of a Marine sergeant.
The dirty rat.
According to the proprietor's description, the sergeant was about 5 feet 10 inches tall, stockily built, thick-necked, with beady brown eyes and a crew haircut.
That kind always has beady eyes.
And, as in the 2 previous robberies, he handed the proprietor a note in a white envelope, demanding money and a bottle of cooking sherry. Stay tuned for more details.
Envelope? Cooking sherry. Marine...
Here, Mom, I've got everything.
Good. Well, that ought to hold him. Come on.
These are the ones, officers. These two right
All
here.
right, you two.
Shame, shame, shame on you. What you two done is a disgrace to ladyhood. And to think you used me to help you. Ill-gotten gains is what it was. Ill-gotten gains. I'll take care of the sergeant, officer.
All right, Ray, take her on out. Come on, buddy. All right, let's go.
Hey, Sergeant. Ain't this the awfulest thing you ever seen? And I thought they was such nice ladies. Why, they had me buffaloed right from the start. They had me working for them, getting them their ill-gotten gains. I know what you're thinking. You won't know how I caught on to it. Well, this is the way it was, Sergeant. There I was, sitting in the bus station, waiting on the bus to take me back to camp, just like you told me to, with nothing else on my mind except them hospital corners. When all of a sudden this feller's voice come on the radio and said the Marine Bandit had struck again. Well, he had such a nice, deep voice you couldn't help but pay attention to it. And then he said that the bandit had this crew haircut and was a little stocky. You are kind of stocky, Sergeant. Not plump stocky, but I spot a jiggle in your jowls every once in a while. Anyway, he said about the envelope and the letter. So I just put 2 and 2 together. Ain't life funny, Sergeant? Just think, if you hadn't found me, I'd be sitting there all tied up, and you'd be sitting here talking. Ain't life funny now, Sergeant?
Whoa!
Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant. I was just fixing this nice lady's car. Her valves need grinding, but I think I can get her to go.
Yeah, well, suppose you let me take over from here on.
Huh?
I said get lost.
But, Sergeant,
Pyle, you did it to me once, so I'm doing it right back to you. You cut me out with that Betty Ann dame.
Yeah, but she turned out to be a robber.
That's right. So the law of averages says this should turn out right this time.
But, Sergeant, I know...
Beat it, Pyle.
Sergeant?
Move it, move it. How'd do, ma'am?
I hope you don't mind, but the private had to leave on urgent business, so I'll take over for him. Okay?
Bless you, son. It's so sweet of you to do this.
Oh, now that's right, Eleanor. You've got the idea. Good. Fine. Oh, yes, lovely, Estelle. Be careful of your neck now. Fine. Gomer. Your rug's going to be just lovely.
Thank you, Miss Whipple.
Now, I told you before. We're on a first-name basis here. And my name is Clarice.
I'm sorry, I forgot, Clarice.
That's better. You know, Gomer, when I see how beautifully you do this, it just proves to me that men can be just as good rug hookers as women.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but I've done this before. Grandma taught me how to hook rugs when I was just a little feller. Grandma Pyle used to always say, busy fingers, stay at home, hadn't got the time to roam.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, but she never could get Grandpa to try it. He was always roaming.
Is that so? Gomer, do you think perhaps some of your pals over at the Post might enjoy joining us some Sunday?
Well, golly, I really don't think so.
I don't see why not. Do you know that many top business executives do this as therapy? They find there's nothing better to help them unwind and soothe their nerves.
Well, I don't think the fellas at the base would... I hate to say this, but if they knew what I was doing, I think they'd just laugh.
Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, my, look at the time. Well, it's time to wrap it up, girls. Almost 4 o'clock. Now, I'll see you all next Sunday, and don't forget to give Irma your quarter for the lemonade and cookies. Oh, let me help you, Estelle.
Hey, what about that guy in the sweater?
No, he's too short. Besides, he's not the right type.
Hey, there's a couple of guys.
Nah, they're not right either. Look, I keep telling you the kind of a guy I want. A hayseed, you know, right off the farm. Naive, innocent, you know.
Yeah, but what do you want a guy like that for, Mike?
Because of the contrast. Look, don't you understand? The thing that'll make this work is a guy that looks like he doesn't know what's going on. Hey, look.
Huh? Where? But he's a Marine.
So what?
Well, guy in uniform, you think he'll want to do this?
Well, we won't tell him exactly what we're going to do. Just leave him to me. Hey, Marine. How are you? My name's Mike Bender. This is my assistant, Wendell.
How are you, kid?
Well, fine. My name's Gomer Pyle.
No kidding. Well, I'm pleased to meet you, Gomer. Look, my friend and I are taking some pictures down here for a layout. A picture story, you know what I mean?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, you see, we want to show people doing something, so we take a series of pictures to illustrate it.
Oh, you mean like in National Geographic when they show people planting rice or washing clothes in the river?
Yeah. That's it. Only our idea is to show people having fun in their leisure time.
Oh, well, that should really be good.
And we'd like to have a fellow just like you.
Yeah, a great, big, good-looking Marine.
Golly.
You see, we want to show how a Marine has fun on Sunday.
Well, I don't usually do very much on Sunday.
Well, that's all right. You see, we're just going to kind of pretend. It's what we call literary license. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh. I tell you what, don't you worry about it, because it's all good, clean fun. Now, Gomer, you don't object to a little good, clean fun, do you?
Oh, golly, no, I love it.
Well, that's all that matters. And besides that, Gomer, we're going to give you $20.
Oh, well, you don't have to do that.
Well, why not? If this idea is accepted, we can make a few bucks off of it. Why shouldn't you share in it, too?
Oh, well, I'll be glad to help you out if you like, but you don't have to give me anything for it.
I told you he was the right guy the minute I laid eyes on him.
Oh.
Now, just like you're catching a beach ball. You see, when the picture's finished, there'll be a beach ball in your hands.
There will? How can you do that?
Trick photography, Gomer. We can do a lot of things. You'd be surprised. Hold it.
That's right. Just like you're playing horsey. Hold it.
Well, shouldn't I have a rider?
Don't worry, you'll have a rider. Now, hold it.
All right, Gomer, just like you're playing leapfrog.
Sure seems funny playing leapfrog alone. You sure you fellas know what you're doing?
We do. Don't worry, Gomer. We do. Hold it.
All right, now, in this one, you're a real happy Marine. You own the whole beach. Throw out your arms.
Are you sure this looks like I'm having fun?
Don't worry, it will when we finish with it.
Are you going to put another ball in my hand?
Yeah, you'll be having a ball.
Okay, hold it.
Perfect. Well, that was wonderful, Gomer. We got some real good pictures, and you were great, really great.
Sure, Gomer. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, now, if you'll just sign this, everything will be all right.
Sign that?
Yeah.
Well, what's it for?
Oh, it's just a release, Gomer, to give us permission to use your pictures.
It's just one of those things that's required if a guy's picture is published.
Yeah, so people won't think we're taking advantage of it. Here,
Well,
sign.
I sure never would do that.
Yeah, that's good, Gomer. Now, here's your $20.
Oh, no, I really don't want that.
Well, come on, take it. You deserve it. Buy yourself a milkshake.
Well, I just really wouldn't feel right taking it.
We insist, Gomer. We insist. Now take it.
Well, thank you, fellers. I wish you a lot of luck with your pictures. Well, I guess I'll be going. Thanks again, and I'll see you.
Yeah, so long, Gomer.
Goodbye, kid, and thanks a lot.
Yeah. Boy, we really got some great stuff.
Listen, what do you think he'll do when he sees those pictures?
What'll he do? Look, a guy like that doesn't even read our magazine. Besides, even if he does...
It came out pretty good.
Hey, get this. Terrific.
You're a genius, Mike.
What a face. You see, this guy makes the layout. You see what I mean? That innocent kisser and all those dolls. You know, there's a million beautiful dames, but a guy like this is hard to find. Oh, the boss is going to love these. I bet he'll use them in the next issue. And you know something? I dreamed up a great title. Sunday is Fun Day.
Hey, Boyle. Huh?
Yeah, nice.
Here's what it says about her. She's an attorney.
Okay. She can handle any case of mine.
Yeah, mine too.
Hey, but Sarge, let's go get some breakfast. I'm starved.
Yeah, all right. Oh, boy. Look at this. Sunday is Fun Day. And a Marine, too. Some guys have all the luck. You know, when I look at a magazine like this, I begin to feel that life has been very unfair to me. I mean, all of these gorgeous dames in the world, and I never get to see any of them. And some stupid guy like this comes along and... Can't be. You just can't.
Hey, Gomer, look at this. Sunday is Fun Day. Now, there's a way to spend a Sunday, Gomer. Playing at the beach with a dozen beautiful chicks. Hey, the guy's a Marine, too.
A Marine?
Matter of fact, he looks something like you. A lot like you. Exactly like you. Gomer!
What?
This is you!
Why, never.
It is you, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, I mean, yes, but it wasn't like that.
I don't get it. What?
Well, I mean, I was there, but it was just me. They said they'd fix them up just to trust them not to worry. And this is what they did. What a mean trick. What a mean trick.
Gomer, how did you get into this? Did you know somebody or what?
You don't understand, do you? I didn't make those pictures with those girls.
I don't get it. You said this was you, didn't you?
Yeah, but those girls weren't there when I made the pictures.
Huh? Gomer, wait, where are you going?
To a phone. I'm going to call those people up and give them a piece of my mind right now.
No. Wait, Gomer, wait. Listen, these girls, did you get their numbers? Listen, why don't you get in touch with them? We'll get a couple for tonight, huh? Huh, Gomer? Huh?
Sorry, they're not here today.
Well, where are they? I want to talk to them right now.
Well, they're out the 3rd Street beach shooting pictures. Why? Who's this?
Well, this is Gomer Pyle, the Marine they tricked into being in your magazine this month. And I've got something I want to say to them. They're not going to get away with it. No, sirree. The 3rd Street beach, huh? Well, goodbye.
You know what I think? This is Pyle's double. You know, they say everybody has somebody that looks just like him. Somewhere in the world, this is the guy that looks like Pyle.
Marines?
Another PFC in the Marine Corps that looks exactly like him? It's not possible. It's gotta be Pyle.
Yeah, but with these dames? These gorgeous, wild, wonderful-looking dames? Hey, listen to what it says. Here are some fun girls cavorting on the beach with their Sunday companion, a playful young Marine. Their Sunday companion, Pyle?
I sure don't get it, but if it is Pyle...
Yeah, if it is Pyle, what?
Well, I've said it before. You never know what kind of a guy dames go for. You never know.
Oh, come on, Boyle. They're all kind of taste, but Pyle?
You never know. You just never know. I've seen good-looking dames out with monkeys.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Take me. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy, yet some dames don't see it. What's the matter?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Sergeant Carter?
Oh, Pyle.
I wonder if I could have my pass now.
Hey, your pass now? Why, it's only 10:15. You usually don't leave the base on Sunday until around 1.
I know, Sergeant, but I've got some urgent business to take care of, and I have to leave now.
Huh?
Could I have my pass now, please?
Well, yeah, I guess so, Pyle. Maybe I can give you a lift where you're going. I got the Jeep outside. I could take you.
No, thank you, Sergeant. I've got to see some people, and I prefer to see them alone.
Oh, alone, huh?
So could I have my pass now, please? I'd like to get started.
Yeah, well, there you are, Pyle. Have a good time.
Thank you. Bye, Sergeant Carter. Corporal Paul.
Bye, Pyle.
What do you think, Boyle?
Well, those dames said he was their Sunday companion.
Let's get the Jeep. We're gonna follow him.
But you're sure you got a signed release from him, huh, Mike? I told you, I got it. It's in my desk. Well, if you got the release, okay. But he sure sounded hot over that phone.
Ah, forget it. What can he do to us?
What's up?
Oh, that Marine we used. You know, the cornball. He saw the magazine, called the office, he's all shook up.
Yeah, and he's on his way out here. That's why he came out to warn you.
Well, look, you go back to the office. Just leave him to me.
Let's just park right here. We'll see where he's going.
He's going toward the beach.
Now look this way, that's it. Will you get out of there? Come on. Now, this is what I have. Hey, here he comes. What do we do?
Well, don't panic. Hey, girls, come here, will you? Look, you see this Marine down here coming up the beach? Huh? Yeah. Well, he's got a little beef with us, and he's kind of sore, you know what I mean? So I want you to kind of, you know, smooth him down. Take his mind off it. Be a little nice to him, you know? Go on, get him.
Where is he? Do you see him?
No, not yet. Oh.
What is it, Sarge?
I don't believe it.
Let me look. Oh, my gosh.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Glasses don't lie.
I guess Sunday is just fun day for Gomer.
I can't watch anymore. It tears me to pieces.
Well, why don't we go down there and ask for an introduction? I mean, Pyle's your boy, isn't he? No need to keep all that loveliness to himself.
No, Boyle. You know, sometimes you don't use your head. Look, if we went down there now, it's obvious we followed him, right? How else would we know he's here?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We'll get in on it, all right, but we'll do it smooth and subtle. The Carter way.
The Pyle way doesn't look too bad from here.
Oh, come on, Boyle. Let's get out of here. If we stand around here looking, it'll drive us nuts.
All right, girls. All right, girls. Let him go. Let him go. I'm sorry, Pyle, but we were just having a little fun.
Fun? Well, I want to tell you one thing, Mr. Bender. I don't appreciate your sense of humor, and I don't appreciate what you did with my pictures in your magazine. It was a mean, low-down trick.
Oh, now look, Pyle.
It was deceitful, that's what it was. Sham trickery, just plain out-and-out lying.
Now look, Pyle.
If you'd have told me what you were going to do with those pictures, I never would have consented, but you misled me.
Oh, take it easy, will you, Pyle? We thought you'd get a kick out of it. We knew you'd be surprised, but it was just a good-natured little joke.
Well, I don't consider it a joke. I was shocked when I saw those pictures. I don't think it was funny one bit, and that's what I came here to tell you. And there's one more thing. Here's your $20 back. It was forced on me through deceit and trickery, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Oh, come on now, Pyle.
I don't want any part of ill-gotten gains.
My, you've accomplished a lot today, Gomer.
Thank you, Miss Whipple.
Clarice, remember?
I'm sorry, Clarice.
That's better.
You know, you were right about this being relaxing, because when I got here this afternoon, I was terribly upset.
Oh, really, Gomer? Well, what was wrong?
Well, I'd rather not say. But you know one thing, Miss Clarice? There's a lot of deceit in this world, an awful lot. And that's one of the reasons I like coming here and hooking rugs. There's something honest about it.
You know, Gomer, in all my years, I have never heard that expressed better. Girls, did you hear what Gomer said? Oh, he expressed it beautifully.
You want to see me, Sergeant Carter?
That's right, Pyle. Come in, come in.
Did I do something wrong, Sergeant?
No, Pyle, you didn't do anything wrong. And that's just it. We don't just call a fella in when he's done something wrong. Sometimes we call him in when he's done something right.
You mean I did something wrong, Sergeant?
No, you did something right. That's why I called you in.
I did? Well, what did I do right, Sergeant Carter?
Well, your general attitude. You have got a terrific general attitude.
I have?
Absolutely. Whatever you do, you stick right with it. Right or wrong, you stick with it. And I like that, Pyle. I like that a lot.
Golly, Sergeant, I think I'm gonna cry.
No, Pyle, don't do that. Just run along, and remember, it's not all negative here. We can be positive, too.
Thank you, Sergeant Carter. Thank you.
I don't understand you, Sarge. Why don't you just come out and ask him to introduce you to those dames?
Because that's not the way you handle a guy like Pyle. A guy like Pyle is delicate, like a butterfly. You gotta creep up on him in easy steps.
Yeah? And that was step one?
Right. And about 3 o'clock this afternoon, it'll be time for step 2. You like your ice cream, Pyle?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Good. You can have another if you like.
Well, let me finish this one first, and then I'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why I'm doing this, Pyle. It's because I don't think it's enough to just tell a fella when he's doing well. I think you should reward him. And this is your reward. Eat.
Sure day I'll remember, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed it, too. And you know something else, Pyle? You are good company. Maybe you and me should spend more time together.
Oh, I'd really like that, Sergeant.
You would? Well, how about next Sunday, for instance? We'll do anything you want, whatever you usually do on Sunday.
Sunday? Well, I can't. But I'm free tomorrow night.
No. Call it silly, but I really want to spend a Sunday with you, Pyle.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. You see, there's this usual thing I do on Sunday, and, well, I just don't think you'd be interested.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Pyle. I would be interested. I would.
Would?
I'll level with you, Pyle. I know what you do on Sunday, and I know you've been keeping it a secret, and I don't blame you. Because a lot of them knuckleheads would ruin it for you. You're right to keep it to yourself.
Well, the only reason I kept it a secret, Sergeant, is because I thought the fellas would laugh.
Laugh? What would they laugh about?
Well, it is kind of embarrassing, all those girls, and I am the only feller.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. I mean, I think we should keep it that way. Just you, me, and all them girls.
Then you really are interested, Sergeant?
Interested? Of course I'm interested. Are you kidding?
Well, it is relaxing. Clarice keeps saying it's therapy.
Oh, it is. Clarice is right. Now, listen, where are you meeting this Sunday?
At Clarice's.
At Clarice's place? Waitress, bring another plate of ice cream for my friend here. Eat. Did I do it or did I do it?
Well, what's up, Sarge?
I'm in, boy. I'm in. Pyle's gonna take me with him on Sunday.
Oh, yeah? How did you work that?
Just like I told you. I played him like a barracuda, and he went for the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, great. So you didn't forget little Chuck, did you? You got me in too, didn't you?
Well, not yet. You gotta play it cool. Now, we can't rush down there in a gang, you know.
Oh, but Sarge...
Well, take it easy, boy. Take it easy. You'll get your chance just as soon as I'm in solid. Hey, you know where we're going Sunday? To Clarice's place. Doesn't that send chills up and down your back?
Why can't I go with you?
Oh, relax, boy. What's your rush? There's plenty of time. Hey, wait a minute. Clarice? You know what I think, Boyle? I think that's Clarice, the attorney.
Take me with you. Please take me with you.
Is this it, Pyle? Is this where Clarice lives?
That's right. 3rd floor, apartment 3G.
3G? G like in girls, huh? Hey, Pyle, look at that. Is she one of them, one of the group?
Well, she must be one of the new ones. We're getting new people all the time.
Come on, Pyle, I can't wait.
Well, this is it, Sergeant.
Wait a minute, Pyle, wait a minute.
What is it, Sergeant?
Do they know I'm coming, that you're bringing me?
Oh, yeah, I called Clarice, and she was just as happy as could be.
Good, good. One more thing. I know this is my first time, but I kind of operate better if I swing loose.
Huh?
I mean, don't stick too close to me. You see, I know my way around, so don't be looking over my shoulder too much. You get it, huh?
You mean you've done this before, Sergeant?
Many times, son. Many times.
Is that so? Gee, I didn't know you hooked drugs before.
Oh, Gomer, and you brought your friend, Sergeant Carter. How nice. Boys, come in.
You didn't know I did what to rugs before?
Girls, will you stop in for a moment, please? I want to introduce a new member of our group. This is Sergeant Carter, Gomer's friend. Now, I'm Clarice, and this is Marge, Eleanor, and Emma.
A rug hooking class. Boy, I'd have given anything to see that.
Knock it off, Boyle. It's not that funny.
It isn't? I think it's hilarious. Hey, you know what I ought to do? I ought to call it into the base newspaper. They'd get a kick out of that.
You do that, Boyle, and you'll get a kick out of it, too, only not in the same place. Boy, that Pyle. I could kill him. I really could kill him.
Why? It's not his fault. You wanted to go with him on Sunday, and you went with him.
No. Pyle knew what I had in mind in the first place. He set a trap for me, and I walked right into it.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Pyle, he couldn't do a thing like that.
He couldn't? He did. Listen, he knew all about them pictures in that magazine, Sunday is Fun Day. When I told him I wanted to spend a Sunday with him, he had to know what I had in mind. Sure, he did that on purpose. There's a lot of malice in that guy, Boyle.
You can't be serious, Sarge. Now, say what you want about Pyle. That guy would do anything for you.
For me? You mean to me? He was out to get me, and he did. No, this was his nice, subtle way of giving me the shiv. After all this time, he finally figured out a way to get back at his sergeant.
Sergeant Carter, are you busy? Could I see you for a minute?
Why? What do you got behind your back, a rattlesnake?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's for you, Sergeant Carter. I've been working on it almost 3 months. Read what it says.
Semper Fidelis, especially to Sergeant Carter.
It's just a small token of my appreciation for you being the kind of sergeant you've been to me. It's just my way of saying thanks.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks, Pyle.
Well, use it in good health, Sergeant. Well, bye. Bye, Corporal Wolf.
Well, what do you think of that, Sarge? If I were you, I'd feel pretty small. Sarge?
Opening, make one. Come on, lunge. Go for the midsection. Go for the head. Head hard. Give it everything you got. That's it. Now move in for the kill. Slash. You got a vein in your hand. That's it.
I'm sorry, Duke. I had to do it. You was off balance. That's why. Did I hurt your thumb, Duke? I'll get you a bandage for it later.
What do you think you're doing? Did I hurt your thumb, Duke? What are you, Nurse Pyle or Private Gomer Pyle USMC?
Hey, Sergeant. You see,
You don't have to tell me what I see, Pyle. I know what I see. You were playing patty cake when you should be at his throat. He's the enemy.
Duke? You see, Sergeant, that's just the trouble. I can't hardly think of Duke as nothing but my friend.
Well, suppose instead of thinking of Duke, you're seeing me.
Well, I think of you as my friend, too.
Come on, Pyle. Kill me.
I just couldn't hardly do that, Sergeant.
Simulate. It's for your own good, Pyle. It's your life or the other fellas.
Depends on who the other feller is, Sergeant.
He's the enemy. Get it? The enemy. This ain't sportsmanship. You don't ask questions. You got two weapons in your hand. A blade for slashing and stabbing, a club for pounding and smashing. Now come at me, Pyle, with a slash. Come on. And when you do, let's hear it. With each stroke, give a holler. Now come on.
Ah!
Ah? You couldn't scare a bunny rabbit with that. What's the matter with you knuckleheads? You learned all this in boot camp. Now, all of you, listen up. In 1 week from today, we come up against another platoon. It's going to be an exercise in bayonet warfare. Each one of you will be graded and scored. I expect every man in this outfit to beat his opponent. I expect this platoon to win that little contest. Now, you are not going to disappoint your sergeant, are you?
No, Sergeant.
Every day until that exercise, I want you to work, I want you to practice, I want you to think bayonet. Is that clear?
Aye, Sergeant.
And I want you to work on that yell. Now let me hear it. Ah! I can hear you. Ah! Work on that. Dismissed.
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want?
I'm gonna really practice my bayoneting. Really am.
Wonderful.
So when I come up against a for real opponent, I'll do real good. It's just that whenever I'm fighting with a buddy, I can't seem to think of him as an enemy. Ain't that funny?
Very funny.
Oh, I don't mean funny. I mean funny peculiar. Not the kind of funny that you laugh at. The kind of funny that makes you go, you know?
Yeah.
So don't you worry about me. I'm going to practice my slashing and my jabbing. I'm going to be a fighting fool. You'll see.
Well, you're halfway there.
Halfway there? Oh, you mean that the fighting part's not there yet, but the fool part is. That's what I call funny. Funny.
No, the answer is no, Duke. Now just lay off.
Why, she's a good-looking girl and she's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Swear on your honor.
Come on.
Swear.
Why should I? She could have been in an accident since I saw her.
Yeah, face it, Duke. She's a dog.
She's beautiful.
Swear.
Come on, Larry.
Well, what do you need me for anyway?
She's my girl's best friend, and my girl won't go anywhere without her.
Negative, buddy. The answer's negative. Now just find yourself another patsy.
Hi, Gome. Got any plans for today, buddy?
I was just studying this booklet here, things to do in town over the weekend, and there's so many interesting things. Look here under family fun. There's fly casting off the city pier, and there's a wax museum of famous Indians, and there's a guided tour through Babylon Cemetery with an organ recital. There's so many things, I just don't know what to do.
Well, listen, how'd you like to go along with me today?
What you gonna do?
Well, I got a date with this girl, see, and she's got a friend, and the friend is beautiful, just beautiful.
Make him swear.
How about it, Gome?
Well, what are we gonna do, these two girls and us?
Well, I thought we'd go somewhere and have a couple of beers.
And?
And maybe later, go somewhere and do some dancing.
And?
And then afterwards, maybe go down to the beach, take a walk in the moonlight, huh?
And?
Forget it.
Share it now, share it. Let's not have one greedy one and the other skip none. That's all we got. Clean out now, see? Shazam!
Man, that's a beaut. As true as a plum. That's a perfect ringer.
Well,
I didn't know they had horseshoe courts in this town, did you?
no.
I guess this place is civilized after all.
Yeah. Hey, you care to pitch a few?
Why not?
21 points,
Yes, sir.
5 points for a ringer, 3 for a leaner, and 1 closest shoe.
You're the host. You make the rules.
Closest one to the stop goes first, okay?
Okay.
1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to make ready, and here I go.
Stand back, man. Here comes the champ of Rip Shin Ridge. I think I got you.
Did you say Rip Shin Ridge?
That's what I said, Rip Shin Ridge.
North Carolina?
Where I come from, we don't recognize no other Carolina. And there's only one Rip Shin Ridge. That's where I come from, a Tar Heel out of Rip Shin Ridge.
Did you ever hear of Mayberry?
Ever hear of it? You mean that little bitty place on the other side of Pogie Mountain?
It ain't that little. I can spit the distance Rip Shin Ridge.
Why, when I was a young'un, I used to do 1 hop, skip, and a jump through Mayberry.
Rip Shin Ridge, are you really from there?
I am.
You ain't.
I am too.
Go on.
Really?
What'd you say your name was?
I didn't say.
Guess that's the reason I don't know it.
The name's Branch.
Mine's Gomer.
Hey, Gomer.
Hey, Branch. Ain't it a small world, Branch?
It's all them small towns put together that makes it a big world.
That's a smart remark, Branch.
I thought so, too.
What platoon are you with?
First Platoon, Company D, Sergeant Novak.
You must be clean over to the other end of the bay.
Yeah.
Golly. Ain't this a small Marine Corps?
It's all them small platoons put together that makes it a big Marine Corps.
That's another smart remark, Branch.
Right.
Just think, you and me running into each other.
Fate don't ask questions. She just happens.
That's another smart remark, Branch. You're just full of them, ain't you?
I am.
I sure enjoy pitching horseshoes, don't you?
It's a clean sport and it's a healthy sport. And that's an unbeatable combination. Well, that may not be a smart remark, but it's true.
Yeah. I sure wish that exercise next week was horseshoes instead of bayonets.
Huh?
That there exercise next week, you know, that bayonet warfare, I wished it was horseshoes.
You having trouble with bayonet drill?
Some. Are you good at it?
Not bad. What's your problem?
Well, I know all the moves. I just find it kind of hard practicing, you know, fighting with a buddy.
You got to, though. Here. I'll pretend I'm the enemy. You look into my eyes. What do you see?
Fella Tar Heel.
Oh, Gomer, you got to pretend. Get a mean look on your face. You know, like they showed you back at boot camp. That's it. Good. Now, make believe you got a bayonet in your hand and lunge at me. Come on. That's good, but don't forget the yell that goes with it. Come lunge at me again. Come on. That's good. Now, act like we're fighting at each other.
All right, break it up. You guys want to fight, do it back at the base, not in a public park. Beat it.
Well, who's fighting?
We wasn't fighting, officer.
We fight our country's battles. We don't fight our countrymen.
Now, that's the best remark you made all day, Branch. Hey, you find it yet, Branch?
Yeah, here it is. There's the Pogie Mountain. And look here. There's Thick Britches.
I remember that place. That's just a hoot and a holler from Mayberry. Aunt Columbia Phillips used to live over there. And I can still recollect her fried chicken and bowls of mustard greens.
Scupperdine jelly with hot biscuits and churned butter.
Fried catfish and hush pudding.
Boiled possum and black-eyed peas.
Turnip greens and rutabagas.
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding with vanilla wafers.
And wash the whole thing down with an ice-cold glass of buttermilk.
Oh, boy, that's the best, ain't it? Hey, let's say it again.
No, it makes me too hungry and homesick.
Golly, Branch, ain't this been some kind of a day you and me running into each other and talking back home talk? There ain't one feller in the platoon that I can pitch horseshoes with and talk Carolina talk.
Yeah, same in my platoon.
I got lots of buddies, but there ain't nothing like a back home buddy, I guess.
Nothing at all. I welcome all men, but give me that face from my native land.
Did you just make that up?
This minute.
Not only do you make smart remarks, Branch, but you make them with feeling.
Well.
Here's to you, new buddy.
New buddies, old buddies. Friendship is our aim.
I ain't even gonna compete with you. Hey, Sergeant. Come over here a minute. Sergeant, say hey to Branch. He's a brand new buddy. Would you believe it? We live just a few miles apart back home, but we never met. Took the Marine Corps to get us together.
Life is a series of meetings, Sergeant. We never know the time or place. We're just there.
That's a real smart remark. Branch is just full of real smart remarks, Sergeant. Say another one. Do that one about old buddies and new buddies.
Oh. Pyle, instead of sitting around here yakking, you ought to be back in your quarters practicing your bayonet drill.
Oh, don't worry about that, Sergeant. Branch here gave me a few pointers just this afternoon. I'll do fine, you'll see.
Yeah? Well, I'll be watching you, Pyle.
He's a real nice feller, Sergeant Carter. He don't grin much, though, but that's on account of his mind's always on his work. What's the matter, Branch?
What'd your sergeant just call you?
Huh?
What name he used for you just now?
Well, he calls me lots of names, but in the company, he calls me Pyle.
Pyle? Your last name Pyle?
That's my name, Gomer Pyle. What you getting so serious about?
You know what my name is?
It's Branch.
Right. Branch Eversole. Eversole. The Eversoles of Ripshin Ridge. What does that mean to you? Gomer, the Pyles of Mayberry and the Eversoles of Ripshin Ridge is feuding. Your family and my family have been feuding for over 75 years.
Well...
Pyle, you and me is blood enemies.
Are you sure? Are you sure it ain't just some little misunderstanding that's been blowed up?
Feuding.
Are you sure it's our two families? There's lots of Pyles down south. Why, it could be any...
Feuding. What was your great-granddaddy's name, huh? Was it Cedric Pyle?
Yeah, great-granddaddy Cedric. But it could have been another one. There could have been lots of Cedric Pyle.
I don't think so. Not in Mayberry.
Gosh, I sure am sorry to hear about this, Branch. But for heck's sake, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That was our great-granddaddies. You and me's buddies.
No, we ain't. The feuds of the fathers and the grandfathers should be visited upon the children.
That's the first remark you made all day. It wasn't smart.
I don't aim to be smart now, just loyal to my ancestors.
Do you mean that me and you can't be buddies no more? We can't pitch horseshoes and talk food and study our North Carolina map? We can't do that no more? What are we gonna do?
I know. I'll call up my daddy long distance.
Yeah.
Call up my daddy long distance. He'll tell me what to do. I'll say, Daddy, I met a Pyle. What do I do?
Yeah, that's a real good idea, Branch. Maybe that feud was set a long time ago. That's a real good idea.
Don't touch me.
Huh?
Don't touch me till my daddy tells me what to do. How much more you need?
You need some more change, Branch?
What? Another 30 cents? Hold on.
Here's some change.
You put them in. They're Pyle coins. I can't touch them. Got it all now? Good. She's connecting me.
Golly, I sure...
I'm connected. Hello? Hello, who's this? Sister? This here's your brother Branch, sister. No, I'm not at the bus depot. I'm here at the Marine base. No, ain't nothing the matter. Let me talk to Daddy. What? Of course I'm all right. Let me talk to Daddy. Ain't nothing wrong. Let me talk to Daddy. I ain't in the hospital. Now let me talk to Daddy. Here.
Baby sister worried about you?
She's 47. Hello, that you, Daddy? This here's Branch. No, I ain't in any trouble. There's something I got to ask you, Daddy.
What'd he say, Branch? What'd he say?
He says I have to kill you.
Hey, Branch.
Hey, Gomer.
Have you been thinking about last night?
I've been thinking.
What you gonna do?
I don't know, Gomer. I don't want to kill you.
Hey, Branch, I got an idea.
Yeah?
We're both a long ways from home. Why don't we put one of them obituaries in the newspapers and send it to your daddy, and maybe that'd satisfy him.
What are you talking about?
Well, we put it in the newspaper to read. Gomer Pyle, USMC. Taken from us in the prime of his life. He will always be remembered on account he loved little children and animals and old people and old automobiles.
Well, I don't know.
What's the matter with it?
Well, I don't know, Gomer. Daddy might get to gloating over it and spreading it around. Next thing, some kin of yours want to know what happened and where you's buried. Could lead to a lot of fussing.
Yeah.
Besides, I'd be telling the untruth to my daddy.
That's right. You'd be lying about a killing that you didn't do, and that's bad.
Yeah. Boy, Gomer, I just wish you'd go ahead and kill me.
Huh?
Well, somebody's got to kill somebody in this dang feud.
Well, I don't want any part of it. I ain't killing nobody.
Well, do you want me to kill you?
Would you want me to kill you?
Well, don't you understand, Gomer? Daddy says I have to kill you.
No, you don't. You don't have to kill nobody.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I have to kill
All right,
you. No,
all right. I told you guys yesterday, you want to fight, do it back on the base. Now beat it.
Gomer, what's the matter, buddy? You having a nightmare?
Huh?
What'd you have for dinner? Lobster?
I'm sorry, fellers. I must have been dreaming.
I'll take care of him.
Oh, take it easy.
I had a nightmare here, buddy. I had something funny for dinner. You'll be okay.
And it took a couple of guys to hold him down and get him back into his bunk again. He was wild. I'm telling you, Sarge, he was wild.
It happened. It finally happened.
What finally happened?
I made a killer out of Gomer Pyle. I finally got through to him. I've been pushing him to take his bayonet drill seriously. I can't fight a buddy. I can't fight a buddy. That was his excuse. Now, something must have snapped. Something must have happened, and he began to see it in its true light. He began to think about it, and think about it. Then he began to dream about it. And now he's raring to go, a killer. In just a few seconds, we'll have the final round in these bayonet attacks. I don't know what squad you'll be up against, but don't think of them as Marines, think of them as the enemy. Don't hesitate, you gotta be fast, moving for the kill. Now, I'm depending on you. On the left flank. Here come the victims. Straight them up. On your toes, men. Go get him, Tiger. What? Pull. Hut.
Eddie, this is a contest in attacking movements, and you will be scored. The score is made when a solid blow is delivered to the head, the neck, or the midsection. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The umpires will make the decisions, and the losers will be tagged accordingly. Sergeant, line up your squads. Combat positions.
First four-man attack position.
First four-man attack position. On guard. Fall out.
Second four-man attack position.
Next four-man attack position. On guard.
Hey, Brain, would your daddy be satisfied if you kill me?
Huh?
See them tags down there marked kill?
Yeah.
Well, if you beat me, they'll tag me.
Yeah.
That way you can call your daddy and tell him you killed me.
Yeah.
That way I wouldn't be killed as long as I'm killed.
What happened to you, Pyle?
Well...
You look like you had him.
Right, Sergeant, but I just...
You had him. What happened? You blew it, Pyle. You blew it. What are you smiling about? You blew your match and you're smiling. Why? Why, huh? Why, huh?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but for a kill man, I sure do feel happy.
Hello? Who's this? Sister? Sister, how come you always answer the phone? This here's your brother Brant, sister. No, I ain't at the bus depot. I'm here at the Marine base. Let me talk to Daddy. No, I ain't in jail. Let me talk to Daddy. Everything's fine. Now let me talk to Daddy. Hello, Daddy. This here's Branch. I got some big news for you, Daddy. Remember that Pyle I told you about, remember? Well, I killed him. Run him through. Well, we was having this bayonet exercise, and I killed him. Does that make you happy? Well, what do you mean you don't believe me? Well, I did, though. I killed him. Well, I don't know how I can prove it.
Hello? Mr. Everstall? This here's Gomer Pyle. It's true, sir. Your son, he killed me. He run me right through with the bayonet. And this bayonet...
Slater!
Yeah, man.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Golly, Deke, you must have them girls wrapped around your finger. That makes 7 for the day.
Now, I gotta be honest with you, Gomer. Only 6 count. One's from a guy. How do you like that? None from Cindy today.
Slater!
Ah, there it is.
Gottschalk!
Yeah.
Pyle!
Joe!
Good old Susie's. You hadn't missed a day yet. Hey, you did pretty good, too, Gomer. Who are they from?
Well, this one's from Ida Carrington, and this one's from Lila Mae Pruitt.
Well, will you look at that? You know, in your own quiet way, I think you do all right for yourself.
Well,
I bet you left a string of broken hearts back home, you sly dog, you.
Oh, come on, Deke.
Sergeant Carter!
Here, right here. Yeah.
Ain't that nice? Sergeant Carter got a letter from a girl, too.
Gottschalk.
Yeah.
Tupper.
Here.
Oppenheim.
Yep.
Mitchell.
Here.
McIntyre.
Here.
Davenport.
Here.
Hogan.
Here.
Moskowitz.
Here.
Spencer. Yo.
Here's a letter from the girl, Gomer. Tire sale. Buy 1 tire at the regular price and get a 2nd tire at half price. Man, that sure is sexy.
I think that's a shame. I just can't figure out why Sergeant Carter don't never get no mail.
Wake up, Gomer. If you were a girl, would you write to him?
Oh, no. I think so.
Why?
Because when it comes to getting letters, he's just like any of the rest of us. He's got feelings just like we got. Just because he's a sergeant don't mean he's made out of stone. I think it'd mean a whole lot to him to get a letter from a girl.
Well, why don't you get one of your girlfriends back home to write to him? Dear Sergeant Carter, Gomer Pyle has written and described you to me. All I can say is, yuck.
You know what you ain't got, Duke? Feelings for others.
For others I do, not for sergeants. See you, boy. Come on.
Yes, may I help you?
Hey, ma'am. You see, I want to write a love letter. And I was sort of hoping that you might know some books of some famous love letters that you could lend me just to get an idea of something to write. Or maybe some love poems, just something with love.
Of course. I think more has been written on love than any other subject. In fact, I think we have a book called Famous Love Letters. Let's see if it's out. No, it's here. It's in section 342. It's number 217.
That's wonderful. Thank you, ma'am.
And when it comes to poems of love, you can always rely on Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Golly, I don't know how to thank you, Miss Browning. And I will never be happy till your heart is mine. Oh, to be in one another's arms. Love letters.
Uh-huh.
Hope it does the trick. Hey, can I read it to you to see if it sounds all right?
All right.
My dearest, most beloved darling.
That's good. That's good.
How I have worshipped you from afar. But now I can no longer contain myself. No longer can I silence this burning love that is bursting within me.
I think you got a real winner there, boy.
Wait, I got 3 more pages. Listen to this part. The violet loves the sunny bank. The cowslip loves the lea. The scarlet creeper loves the elm, but I love thee. How you like that one?
Wonderful, wonderful. Your girlfriend is going to really love that letter.
Oh, this ain't to my girlfriend. It's to my sergeant.
Can I help you with something?
Thank you. I was kind of looking to buy some perfume, something fancy and something that smells real nice.
Well, this is a lovely fragrance. It's called Sublime. Well, smell it.
That smells mighty nice.
Yeah. And this one is very light and reeks of femininity. It's called Anything Goes.
Well, that sounds sort of advanced. Golly, that smells real nice, too.
And this one is just delightful. It has a kind of a wispy aroma. It's called Merveilleux.
It's called what?
Merveilleux. That means marvelous in French.
That smells real good, too.
Well, you couldn't go wrong with any one of these, you know.
Well, it's just so hard to decide, and this is real special, so it's got to be just right. Do you think it'd be all right if I took just one more sniff?
Oh, of course. No, go right ahead.
I'll take that one.
That's Merveilleux. That's the one I would have picked. Well, now, shall I wrap it as a gift?
Oh, no, thank you. I ain't giving it to nobody. I just wanted it for a love letter.
Sergeant Carter!
Here, back here! Here! Come on, come on!
Maverick!
What's the matter? You guys ever smell a perfume letter before?
Not like that. The wind's blowing the other way. I can still smell it.
Well, read your own.
Mysterious.
Mysterious Miss X. What's the matter? You guys like me to read it to you?
Well?
I don't mind. My dearest, most beloved darling. Huh? No longer can my heart endure this aching pain because I am not by your side every moment of every day. That's it. Eat your hearts out.
Wow, what a letter.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't burn a hole in the envelope.
You know what? I still think it's a letter for another tire sale. He didn't read us the end. But who would write him a letter like that? Who?
Maybe the sergeant's like you said I was, Duke, a sly dog.
Well, whoever wrote that to him sure made his day.
You think so? You really think so?
Yeah, look at him.
The mysterious Miss X. The mysterious Miss X.
Would you like to hear this one?
All right.
My dearest darling, conqueror of my heart. Good?
This letter going to the same party as the other day?
Uh-huh.
You're a sergeant.
Right.
That's a new one, isn't it? Women sergeants in the Marines?
No, they got him.
Oh. Your sergeant, what's her name?
It's not her, it's him. Vincent. Listen to this. This is my favorite part coming up. How do I love thee?
Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. Oh, my darling, every moment I am awake is spent thinking of you. And at night, I count myself to sleep, trying to remember every little freckle on your nose. Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Miss X. Miss X. Yeah. What do you want, Pyle?
I just came from a pie, Sergeant. There's a real good movie on in town. Godzilla goes to a beach party. Don't suppose you'd like to go with me, would you, Sergeant?
You don't suppose right, Pyle.
Letter from a girl?
That's right, Pyle.
Makes you feel good, don't it?
Well, it sure don't make me sad. Any letter that begins, my dearest darling, conqueror of my heart.
Golly, that sure is pretty talk.
I'll bet you wish you knew who it was from.
Oh, I can sure guess who it's from.
You can?
Well, sure. There must be half a dozen girls around here to write you a letter like that.
They are? Of course there are. Who do you think it might be, Pyle? See how good you are at guessing.
Well, could be that girl at the lunch counter at the PX, Shirley. I've seen her look at you real warm and friendly like.
Yeah, Shirley. Yeah?
Or it could be that hat check girl at the club Ha-Ha.
Adelaide?
I've seen you two grinning and talking to each other.
Yeah, Adelaide.
Or that girl at the USO.
Marilyn.
I seen the look in her eyes once when she handed you a ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
Could be any one of them, Sergeant, or more.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be, but, well, I don't think it would be very gentlemanly of me to tell you who it is. You understand?
Oh, I sure do. It's like you say, it wouldn't be very gentlemanly. You don't have to tell me.
I won't. Well, look, why don't you go to your movie and let me get some work done, huh?
Sure, Sarge. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Allow me, Shirley.
Why not? I'm here to please.
Hands like these, Shirley, were never meant for this kind of work.
I know. I was going to be a brain surgeon, only this job came along first.
Ah, you can't fool me. There's something about you that's different. Poetic, if you know what I mean.
Me, poetic?
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. Well?
Well, what?
What's the sense kidding anymore? Miss X.
Huh? What'd you call me?
Didn't that poem mean anything to you?
Oh, I didn't say that. It's a nice poem.
Well, isn't there anything you want to tell me? Something I should know?
I don't know what you mean.
Come on. Out with it.
Well,
Tell me, Shirley. Tell me.
all right. Don't order the liver and onions. They're from yesterday.
I always said there was something different about you. Something poetic.
So how come you never mentioned that to me before?
Well, you know how it is. Come on, recite your favorite poem for me.
Oh,
Please.
well,
Come on.
okay. There was a young man from Pomona whose girlfriend...
Is that the only poem you know?
So what's the matter? You heard it before?
Yeah, I heard it. I'll see you around, Adelaide.
Okay. Hey, if I hear any new ones, I'll let you know.
Did you ever lie awake nights trying to count the freckles on my nose?
You like my perfume, Vince?
Yeah. It's real nice.
I use it all the time. It's called Merveilleux.
How do I love thee?
Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach.
Yeah, that's it. Now, just one more thing. Would you do a favor for me, Marilyn?
Sure.
Well, that's always been one of my favorite poems, but I keep forgetting the words. Would you please write it down for me?
I'll do even better. I'll type it.
No, it has to be in your handwriting. I mean, what's the sense of all that typing?
Oh, I can't write. I broke my finger 4 weeks ago. It's been in a splint ever since.
Type it. When we're apart, it's as if my heart stops beating and my only happiness comes in the thought that love conquers all. I would follow you to the ends of the earth. How about them apples?
You know, I bet she writes with a crayon. They wouldn't let a dame like that use sharp instruments.
Go ahead and laugh. You guys never got a letter like this. She writes like a poet.
Yeah, I bet she looks like a poet. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
You're jealous, that's all. You're just jealous.
What do we got to be jealous about? We don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah, what does she look like?
Well, she's...
Yeah?
She's...
Well,
She's beautiful.
Oh.
There, yeah, that's what she looks like. She's beautiful. Anybody can write poems like this.
Well, if you wasn't so ashamed of her, Vince, you'd take her downtown to one of the nightclubs. We could see for ourselves.
Yeah, seeing's believing.
Well, look, I can't help it if she don't want to go to them smoky, noisy clip joints.
Boy, you got an excuse for everything.
Hey, I'll tell you what. There's a USO dance here this Saturday night. Now, she can't have anything against going to that.
Well, I'll ask her. But I can't guarantee she'll come.
Of course she'll come. What's a 15-minute bus ride to a girl who's willing to follow you to the ends of the earth?
That's this Saturday night, Vince. We'll be waiting. Breathlessly.
What are you looking at, Pyle?
Oh, my loved one, my most precious and beloved, I beg thee to understand the wretched thing I must now do. But we are left no choice. The brutally unhappy fact is this. I must leave thee, and you shall never see or hear from me again. Just remember this. I'll cherish your love throughout eternity. Farewell. Well?
You going over the hill?
Going over the hill? Why would I do a thing like that?
I don't know. Where are you going?
Mail this letter.
To your sergeant, Vincent.
Right. You remembered.
Tell me something. What does your sergeant say when he gets those letters from you?
Oh, he don't know that they're from me. Why, if he thought they was from me, he'd die. He'd just die.
Then why do you write them?
Well, the sergeant never did get any letters from any girls like all the other fellers, and that made him feel just awful. So I started writing him these love letters.
Oh, and that made him feel good.
Sure did.
Then why are you stopping?
Well, a few of his friends wanted to see this here girl, so I decided I'd write him a farewell letter, and that'd get him out of his predicament.
Oh, that's a mighty fine thing you're doing there, son.
Well.
Not many fellas that go to that trouble.
Oh, heck.
He's sure going to miss those letters, isn't he?
I guess.
How does that go again, that last part?
Just remember this. I'll cherish your love throughout eternity.
That's sad. That's real sad.
Well, it's for the best we end it this way.
Ho! Mahoney!
What's the matter, Vince? No letter today?
Don't worry, it'll come.
Well, I sure hope nothing's happened to her. I'm counting on meeting her tomorrow night.
Schofield!
Ain't that right, Vince?
Huh?
Goldsmith!
Oh, yeah, tomorrow night.
Could be her letter got lost in the mail. Or maybe she put it in her pocket and forgot to mail it. Sure didn't sound like the fickle type in her letters.
Sergeant Carter!
Here, right over here.
Moskowitz.
Here.
Spencer. You. Walkowitz.
Yeah.
Somerville.
But I must leave thee, and you shall never see or hear from me again.
Watson.
Yes.
Never see or hear from her again.
Gottschalk.
Yeah.
Tupper.
Here.
Oppenheim.
Yep.
Mitchell.
Here.
McIntyre.
Here. Sergeant Carter.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Averitt. Kaczynski.
Dear Vince, I must have seemed awfully silly to you the other day, but I never realized that tough Sergeant Carter also has a warm and artistic soul.
It's from Shirley.
Sergeant Carter.
Here.
Dear Vince, you sure surprised me the other night. Who knows?
Maybe we were made for each other.
From Adelaide.
Sergeant Carter!
Hey, keep them coming! Keep them coming!
The doctor says the cast will be off by Wednesday, so how's about a quiet dinner at my place?
It's from Maryland, at the USO. I'm sorry, Whip. I won't be able to make it to the dance tomorrow. Just wouldn't look right for me to show up with 3 girls. You will excuse me?
You know, for a guy who never used to get any mail, he's sure doing all right all of a sudden. How do you figure?
Whatever it is, it don't make no difference as long as he's happy.
So the drunk says,
Well, if you have to go downstairs for it, forget it.
All right, all you guys going on liberty. I want everything cleared away before you take off.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hey, Pyle, don't you have a date?
No, I was just writing out in character back home.
Your girlfriend?
Well, kinder.
Dear Ida, I'm fine. How are you? Fine, I hope. The weather here is fine. How's the weather there? Fine, I hope. That's the letter?
Uh-huh.
Well, Pyle, no wonder you don't have a date. Somebody ought to teach you how to write a letter. A love-type letter.